2023-24 A-League men's season is here. Round one is underway, and we are set for our first Saturday night primetime match. The Big Blue between Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory. What a way to kick off the campaign. We've obviously already had a few matches this round. It's been a really entertaining week so far. Some surprising results too that we can discuss. We've got about 15 minutes before kickoff in the Big Blue, so jump into chat, say g'day. So glad that you guys are joining me here for this one. As you can see, we've already got the lineup graphics on screen here. We're going to be doing a bit of tactical talk surrounding this game. Two sides with big aspirations this season. Sydney FC, Australia Cup champions. And then you've got Melbourne Victory, a team who are looking to really bounce back after an underwhelming season last year. Some new signings coming in for them. Look, a win here away to Sydney FC would be the perfect way to kick off the campaign. How you guys going? I see Valhoon, Bailey, Troy, Sid FC, Sid Footballer, Lucas Sports Show. Great mixture of names already in the chat. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend and I've been enjoying the A-League football so far. First of all, let's talk about some of the results that we've seen this weekend already. Friday night, it kicked us off. Adelaide Mariners, a replay of last year's A-League semi-finals. And Adelaide, weren't they just fantastic in that 3-0 win? Central Coast Mariners still, obviously going to take some time getting some of these new players gelling together. There were plenty of chances created for both teams, but Adelaide just took their chances. And, a lot of concerns coming into this season for the Reds with the departure of Craig Goodwin, which is such a massive loss for them to lose the best player in the league. And they really, just after the, one game, I think they've already sort of answered those concerns. I'm sure even internally, obviously Adelaide know how much of a loss Craig Goodwin is, and maybe there was a bit of an overdependence on him over the last couple of seasons. But, we saw the likes of, Nestor Nkunda made his first start. He was great. Even the likes of Bernardo Oliveira, Musa Toure off the bench. There's youngs, and there's a bunch that didn't even play when you look at, Luka Jovanovic. There's some young attacking players in that Adelaide squad who I think, combined are going to, fill the void left by Craig Goodwin at least. But really, really impressive result. Great result for Adelaide to start the season. And then we've had, this is coming up here, this is the third of 3 Saturday games. We had Macarthur 1, Brisbane 1, an entertaining 1-1 draw. Brisbane had a lot of possession in that game. It was Macarthur who were looking dangerous on the counter-attack. 1-1 draw, I think in the end was a fair result. Brisbane still looking to sort of tighten things up in attack. No Thomas Waddingham for them up top. And then we just saw a massive result, which just wrapped up literally like a few minutes ago. Melbourne City 1, Western United 2. The green and black getting the win against their Victorian rivals. A huge result for Western United. Both teams looked quite good. I was really impressed with Western United especially. Daniel Pena was looking, right back to his best. That fantastic assist for that first goal was delightful, wasn't it? It really, really was. Troy says, hi, Lockie. Very disappointing last night, but looking forward to this classic fixture. Indeed, it is a classic fixture. That's a good way to describe the Big Blue, Troy. A classic fixture, indeed. Love the victory away. Kit says, Nui Jets football. It is delightful, isn't it? It really is nice. It's I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a soft pink. In a stream, I think an earlier stream we did, and we were talking about it. I think I called it like a lavender. I feel like that's like a good way to call it. It's like a light lavender. I don't know. Does anyone know the specific color there? And apparently, looking at the broadcast, this is the 60... I didn't know that. This is the 62nd Big Blue. That's a lot of Big Blues, man. There's been a lot. There's been plenty of meetings between these two sides. Plenty of meetings. Obviously, this fixture opened us up last season as well. So, of course, that was an entertaining fixture as well. A high-scoring affair. So, hopefully we get a similar encounter here as well. Costa, good to see you here as well. Good to see you here. Definitely planning to get to United round Newey Jets, yeah. If so, how many days are you going for? Going to try to get to every day. I know I've got the Mariners women's team, I think, are playing the Friday, if I remember correctly, and then my Mariners men's team playing on the Saturday. Which I like that they've done that. They've obviously done that so you can get to, your team's games, both men's and women's. So they'll spread them out across a couple of days. But and I'm sure I'm going to get to some games on Sunday as well. So yeah, I'm going to get to as many games as possible for Unite round. That's for sure. What do you guys make of it as well? We did a stream on it was Wednesday when they announced that the Unite round announcement, and We did a stream. I mean, a lot of you guys were there for that one, and we discussed it, and the reaction seems to be quite positive. At least with changing out, replacing the Sydney Grand Final decision, turning it into a Unite round. It's a good result. It's a good result. Spurs is here as well. Spurs AMP says, "Let's go Victory." New Jets is going for all 3 days. Love it. Love it. Yeah, we heard from some people. It sounds like a bunch of people are even coming from interstate for Unite round, which is great to hear. Great to hear. Troy says, "Great to see our girls beat Adelaide. A Chinese forward looks to have quality." Indeed. Great win for the Mariners women. Surprising win too. I don't think a lot of people tipped them to get the win against Adelaide. Have you checked out Ultra Football in Sydney? I haven't. No, I've never been. Costa asks, "Will there be a break for the Asian Cup, or will teams lose players?" The latter, Costa. Unfortunately, there is no break. Well, I say unfortunately, but look, I'm happy that A-League is continuing. We've still got A-League football happening, but they explained that just to avoid sort of the midweek. I believe the explanation was to avoid like midweek fixtures, which obviously is far lower crowds for those midweek fixtures and all that. To avoid those midweek fixtures, that's the way they've gone. They're just going to play through it. It's going to be really concerning for, you look at some of the teams that do have a lot of Socceroos players, and Melbourne City is the one that jumps out. There aren't too many other teams that have sort of, many Socceroos players, but you look at Melbourne City, they're going to be losing the likes of potentially Lecky, Bayic, maybe McLaren as well. So that's a blow for them. Have we got any? I mean, Redmayne maybe from Sydney FC might be out for a few weeks as well with the Asian Cup. So, look, I totally understand the decision. Because, look, hopefully for the Socceroos, they're in the Asian Cup all the way to the end, which, would be a few weeks, right? Ollie's here as well. Good to see Taggart here. Ravenous Aardvark. John's here as well. John with a comment here on Unite Round. Unite Round seems okay. Certainly better than having a fixed grand final location. However, I saw somewhere that club memberships don't grant you access to games. Even home games that you've paid for. I did see that as well, John. And yeah, it is a little bit frustrating, but they did mention that you get some sort of discount. So, look, maybe they can figure something out in the future. Yeah, where membership somehow gets you into your own home games. Yeah, it's interesting. Taggart says, "I'm worried about Vuk. If they lose Bruno, they have no backup striker." Yeah, it's one of these sort of interesting positions for Melbourne Victory that they didn't really strengthen in this season. And they had, sort of Tommy Urich was there. They had Fernando Romero, you might remember, for half the campaign as well. It's just Bruno Fornaroli. Look, I'm sure they've got some young players coming through who could jump in that position. Or, you could play someone like maybe Ben Falami through the middle as well. But that segues nicely into the lineups. You can see we've got the lineup graphics here on the right of the screen. We're going to be updating these lineups live as we go throughout the game. Strong lineup for Sydney FC. A change here, though. We've got Max Burgess coming in for Corey Holman. Holman, look, it's tough for him not to start. I mean, he featured he started in just about every single Australia Cup game. Max Burgess comes in, so Caceres will play alongside Bratton in those deeper midfield positions. But you can see it's that back four again of Grant, Goodwood, Reich, Lacerda, and Courtney Perkins. I believe it is Joel King and Jack Rodwell who are still out with injury. But look at that front three, man. I mean, Joe Lolly on the right for Sydney, Robert Mack off the left wing, and then Fabio Gomez making his first start for Sydney FC. Fabio Gomez famous already for that incredible impact off the bench in the Australia Cup final. What an impact he had, scoring 2 goals. Fantastic. We're going to be talking about Melbourne Victory in just a second. Newey Jets asks, what do you think of Pena today? I thought he was great. Yeah, he looked awesome. That the assist for the first goal, right? That was great. Great pass. Troy's coming in with a prediction here, 3-1 Sydney. Yeah, feel free to drop your predictions in the chat, actually. We'd love to see what you guys are feeling with this one. If you saw my prediction video, which I released early in the week, I am backing a Sydney FC win. What did I say, 3-2? I think I said 3-2. Yeah, this has the potential to be a high-scoring game. There's players on both sides who could score goals. Spurs says 2-1 Melbourne. 2-0 Sydney, says Sid. Look, great to have fantasy back again for this season, obviously, as well. Sid FC says that McLaren's goal disallowed. He's in my fantasy. He got the assist, though, right, for City's goal, I think, for Arslan's goal. Jay O'Shea scored, which is good. Yes, I know plenty of people have Jay O'Shea in their fantasy teams. Ollie's says that's going to be 2-0 or potentially 3-1 or 2-1. But he's backing Sydney. Sydney FC, obviously, in their classic blue kit, which doesn't look too dissimilar to last season's kit. Melbourne Victory in that lovely, what I was saying before was like lavender, like a light lavender color. I don't know if that's a good way to describe it. Teams are coming out of the tunnel. You can watch the game for free. It's on free to air TV, 10 bold. If you're watching on television, although I'm sure many of you are tuning in on Paramount Plus as well, I assume it's be on 10 play as well, man. So no excuse not to be tuning into this one. Melbourne Victory, let's talk about their lineup too as the teams are out onto the pitch. Really excited to see some of their new signings featuring here. And their starts for Teague, for Machash, for Arzani, for Adama Traore, who's back at the club as well. So some new faces already thrust into the limelight. Especially excited to see how Machash goes. I mean, he's a guy who has played at a decent level in Europe and could add I think Melbourne Victory really lacked someone like Machash who... creative player, especially after losing Jake Brimmer. They didn't really have that number 10, that creative midfielder to, set up the goals. And that's where Victory really struggled towards the end of last season, I thought. Arslan's goal should be goal of the round, says John. It probably is so far. It was a great goal, wasn't it? Really, really good goal. Fantastic. Raven Zarbak says, I wonder if Kai Truan tries to claim he got a hair touch to O'Shea's goal. He was close, wasn't he? He was close, but... It was actually, and I think the commentators were making a note of it, that the duck for Brisbane's goal in the MacArthur game. I mean, the duck from Kai Truan, caused the goal. That's that set it up. Worth mentioning. I mean, Victory have a very strong bench tonight, and worth mentioning. And we just mentioned it before. Actually, Jake Brimmer is on the bench for Melbourne Victory. That is huge. He won the Johnny Warren Medal season before last. Keep an eye on him. Taggart says, with respect to Gordon Rock, I don't think he's good enough to be starting centre-back, but we'll see. I think he's actually... he's looked fantastic at centre-back so far. He's been great. He's looked really, really solid. Obviously played in midfield last season, but has been converted into a central defender and has featured in much of the Australia Cup, and I think he's looked really solid so far. They do have Aaron Gerd on the bench as well, Sydney FC. So... two very strong lineups. Kickoff is just around the corner. Very excited for this one. We are doing Saturday night live watch-alongs here on Coast Watch Football, so make sure you tune in every single Saturday for the prime time game. Sydney FC, can they kick off the A-League men's campaign with a win in front of their home fans, or can Melbourne Victory pick up a huge, huge result here away from home to open up the season? Look at the Victory fans. Oh, man, they've turned up in numbers. Great to see, as they often do. Melbourne Victory. Great support. Fabio Gomez is going to get us underway here. Of course, the Cove in fine voice as well, by the looks of things. Great to see. Football's nothing without the fans, as we know. Goes without saying. Allianz Stadium, round one, Big Blue. And we have kickoff. Fabio Gomez gets us underway. Thanks so much for joining us here at Coast Watch Football. Live watch-alongs every single Saturday night. Sydney FC Melbourne Victory. We are going to experience this live together right now. Going to keep you guys updated on the lineups here, so you can see on the right-hand side of the screen. This is a live view of the lineups. Let me know if we see anything different here, if we see anything tweaked. And I think I already have. Daniel Arzani looks to be playing off that right wing instead of the left. Thought maybe he would be playing off that left. He does tend to be deployed on the left wing more often than not. Relatively similar systems, though, for both teams, isn't it? You probably have to say. Sort of a 4-2-3-1, or might even look more like a 4-4-2. Professional soccer's here. Good to see you here, mate. Great to see so many people tuning in for this round one watch party. Trying to make a bit of a fun community here, man. A like-minded, fun community. We need it. Australian football needs it. Ryan Grant with a throw in here for the Sky Blues towards Gomez. Well headed away by Roderick Miranda, who's the newly appointed Melbourne Victory captain for this season. And an obvious appointment too. I mean, he's got fantastic experience in Europe. And he's a guy who's been at the club a couple seasons now, right? This is his third season at Melbourne Victory, the Portuguese centre-back Roderick Miranda. Does look like it is indeed Daniel Arzani playing off that right wing. So it's Volupele off the left. We're going to make the change to that lineup. We've had some really, really entertaining games already. Just 3 games into this new season. And this one could potentially top it as game of the round. I mean, so many class players on either side. And the exciting thing is as well, I mean, this is going to be a really thrilling game to watch because we know the second half is going to be crazy with the quality of substitutes that both teams have to come off the bench. There's options for both sides here, as we see, yes, Arzani is indeed playing off that right flank. Volupele off the left. Taggart says, I can see Brimmer moving to Cam, centre attacking midfield, and Machash to centre mid, or vice versa. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, I mean, Zinedine Machash, look, I'll be honest, don't know too much about him. Midfield player. From what we've seen from the highlight reels, he is a decent player too. He knows how to score a goal. That helps. So we'll see it from both of these teams today, sort of defending in a 4-4-2 setup. Chance here for Sydney. Ball over the top. Flag stays down. Ryan Marchand is going to be really key, I think, for Victory in the base of their midfield, especially with the departure of previous captain Josh Belante, who's now at Sydney's rivals, the Wanderers. Frenzy's back in 1-1. The 1-1 prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if it does end a draw, even though I did predict a win. These opening round games can be pretty cagey at times. Bit corny here for the Sky Blues. Few minutes in. Joe Lolly. Keep an eye on him tonight. He was fantastic in that second half of the Australia Cup final, man. Wonderful. Nelson's here. How's it going? Nelson says Sydney should take the dub, but honestly, early on, who knows? I mean, that's the thing, right? The opening round's so tricky to predict. The corner's in. Bratton, edge of the box. Has to poke it away. Lolly, is he offside? It's on. Dude, couple questionable offside calls there, maybe. Maybe. Lolly with a shaky cross, and that's... Oh, geez, that almost looked like a foul, but... We play on. Sky Blues looking to stretch Melbourne Victory early. Falls into the hands of Paul Izzo. Frenzied Rabbit says, Brisbane MacArthur was such a difficult watch freak, was immense. Did you see did you see him play tonight? Yes, I did. I did watch the Brisbane MacArthur game. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty entertaining game. I can see what you mean by difficult watch, though. There was, some periods of play where, especially if you're a Brisbane fan, I was a little bit, I was struggling to break MacArthur down at times. Joshy, what's going on, man? Good to see you here. Who do you support? Let's grab the cap. I've got the cap here. The closest thing I have in the vicinity. My team, for those that don't know, Central Coast Mariners. Been a member for, goodness me, the best part of 15 years. That's the member. This is the members cap from 21-22. So there you go. Central Coast Mariners. Born and bred on the coast. Oh, did I just miss a chance? I did. So it was Machach. Great play. And Daniel Arzani. Wow. I missed it. Ryan Teague. Great delivery. And Daniel Arzani. Well, what an opportunity. What a chance. Surely Sydney too strong at home tonight. Says Alex in Adelaide. Alex in Adelaide. Hope all is going well over there in Adelaide, man. And yeah, I think the consensus seems to be backing a Sydney win, which I think is a fair prediction considering that they did win the Australia Cup just a couple weeks ago. Having said that, they were second best in the first half. Ball over the top here. Valupale is in the box. Well done, Ryan Grant. Who can get this away? Joe Lolly sending it long. Nice ball. Love it. Robert Mack has got Gomez going ahead of him. I've got Gomez in my fantasy team. I don't know if you guys do. He's very cheap in fantasy. And I'm like, oh, man. He's got all the attributes, and he's got some creative players around him. He could score a bunch of goals this season, Fabio Gomez. I had to get him in the fantasy team. Had to. Joshy says, wow, we're actually attacking. It's a good start, eh? Fortnight's here as well. Good to see you. How's the Central Coast Mariners membership pack this year? Ours at the Raw is interesting. No scarf, but a cap and a stubby holder. Yeah, I think this year was just a cap. Yeah, sometimes they do the scarves too. It does vary. Although I haven't picked up a member scarf for a couple of years now. I don't know if they did one last year actually. Usually I just pick up the cap. Oh, and like stickers and stuff, of course, which is like, pretty standard, isn't it? Pretty standard. Ball over the top here. Lolly trying to get in behind. Can't keep it in. Play goal kick. Fortnite says, Lockie, I absolutely love Goodwin. However, it was really nice to watch some football last night where every player took responsibility. And we weren't just overly reliant on him. Refreshing to see. Love that Fortnite. And I think after last night's match, I think Adelaide fans are just going to be, relax a little bit, despite the departure of Craig Goodwin. Those young players especially really stepped up, and I think they're going to be all right this season, Adelaide. I know in my latter prediction, I called them to finish outside the top 6, but goodness me, if those young guys, if they really step up this year, they could be playing finals football once again. So maybe I was a little harsh in calling Adelaide to finish in the bottom 4. Maybe. One team who will want to be finishing definitely above the top 4 is Melbourne Victory. Here they are on the attack for Lupale, one way and another. Nice run. He sort of scuffed it, but it's goalwards. Machash again! 2 shots at goal from Zinedine Machash. And he blazes wide. Great opportunity. Redmayne had to make the save the first time. And Machash, well, he found a little pocket of space. It was a good first touch from him, actually. That first touch sort of gave him that little bit more space to work with. And, geez, man, surely had to hit the target there with that second effort. Great chance. Joshy says, how? At least put it on target, mate. Indeed. Well, there you go. It's a corner. So it did take a deflection. Okay. Azani's corner. Punched away by Redmayne. Headed back in by Teague. Dangerous area here. Miranda shoots. Roderick Miranda wide. Namar's here as well. Good to see you here. Ravenous Sarvak in the chat says, Iran Kunda was so good on starting debut and made the whole 90. Enjoy him before he gets lost to the European void like so many others. Look, hopefully he does all right once he finally does go, which is surely in the near future. We know that the likes of Bayern Munich were linked with the signing of Nestor Iran Kunda. Set for a big year. And looks set to be starting, man. I think he's going to be starting week in, week out, which is, a big step up for Nestori, who was really an impact player last year. Ten minutes into this game, Sydney 0, Victory 0. Entertaining watch so far. Melbourne Victory looking dangerous early. Here comes Sydney. Caceres. Lolly in space. He'll shoot here. Joe Lolly. Wide. Wide from Lolly. Nama says, imagine EA adds, like, the Wanderers, who do we sing for chant? Yeah, dude. I mean, we always say it, right? Like, it'd be great if them in the game to add anything A-League. Stadiums. Chants would be cool, man. Maybe one day. Maybe one day in the far future. Iran Kunda here. We're still talking about Iran Kunda. Ravenous Sarvax says, I hope he makes it. But the history of technical, exciting young players leaving and returning a shadow of themselves 4 years later doesn't fill me with hope. Yeah, and look, unfortunately, it has happened a number of times. And look, one guy it's happened to is playing on the right wing right now for Melbourne Victory, number 19, Daniel Arzani. Obviously really struggled with injuries and returned to the league last season with MacArthur, where he picked up another injury, right? Now at Melbourne Victory, looking to really kickstart himself once again. Kickstart his career. And potentially put him back into the Socceroos window, hey? Okay. It's Melbourne Victory who are having a decent amount of possession in this game. Machash will poke it through. Oh, no, it's a foul. Victory were away there, but it's been called back for a foul. New Jet says, what have you made of the crowds from both the A-League men's and A-League women's so far? Hey, well, the A-League women's crowds have been awesome. I was there last week for the Mariners women's first home game. Great crowd there. Obviously, great crowd last week at the Sydney Derby in the A-League women's, which was the record crowd in the competition for a regular season game. I haven't seen many figures. I haven't seen the figures for the men's crowds yet. I think last night was what, I think in the Adelaide Mariners game was just under 10,000, I think, which is all right. And at the Big Blue here, you'd hopefully be getting somewhere in the vicinity of 20K. Potentially. Spencer's here. How's it going, Spencer? Says, I'm going for the team with blue in their logo. Sky Blues with some possession here. Max Burgess, well done. Ryan Marchand, strong. Here come Victory streaming forward. Arzani on the right. Where does he go here? That was a poor option from Arzani. I think he was looking for the run of Fornaroli. Couldn't find him. Worth mentioning as well, you might remember many years ago when Daniel Arzani did first spring onto the scene in the A-League, which feels like a long time ago now at Melbourne City. He was playing alongside Bruno Fornaroli. And the two of them, years later, find themselves teaming up at Melbourne Victory. There you go. So, football is, you're going for some funny pathways sometimes, don't you? You do. What do you think of the Northern Terrace coming back? Hey, look, great. Great to have the Victory support back. And hopefully they're in... They make some great noise this season. Fortnite says, how good that the A-League is finally back. I hope when the new teams are included, we will have our preseason be shorter. And, I mean, it will be for sure, hey, Fortnite. I mean, look, next season, look, Auckland seems to be happening. Canberra, I don't think we've heard anything on it for a while, but hopefully it does go ahead. So, look, that's an extra couple rounds, isn't it? Surely. And then I remember when there was talk of earlier this year when they were talking of potentially the year after or maybe after that going to 16 teams. Then you'd have a 30 round season. You just home and away, 30 rounds. And that's even better. So yeah, man. Looking forward to having a longer season for sure. Frenzied Rabbit asks, do you have any contending fixtures for an away game trip so far? Definitely going to be getting to... Look, obviously, to support my Mariners, definitely going to be getting to the New South Wales games that I always try to get to. So, I know we don't have as many this year, actually. Mariners only plays the Sydney teams away once, which is usually we might have 2 away trips to those teams, but just the one. So, yeah, we'll definitely try to get to Sydney away, Wanderers away, MacArthur away, Jets away, obviously. Ball in here for Sydney. The free kick is dangerous. Goes out of play. Quarter of an hour in, still 0-0. That's a corner, though. Corner for Sydney. And, hey, would love to get to an interstate trip as well, but nothing's lined up just yet. Spencer says, Oi, Lockie, hope you're doing well after last night. I'd certainly rather my team win as well. Great chance here for Sydney. Grant, it's bouncing around. It's hit Godwood right in the face. Lacerda's appealing for something. Here comes the ball back in. Gomez to flick it on. Can't get it goalwards. Victory survive. Nervy moments. Dude, that was pinballing around. Gomez with the header back inside, and Izzo had to make a save. It hit the face of Godwood right. and then Victory get a clear. So, wow, drama. Just going back to your comment there, Spencer. Yeah. Disappointing to see my team lose, obviously 3-0. Frenzied Rabbit says, I haven't noticed VAR so far. Do you know if it's running? Haven't seen it in this game yet. Yeah, have we? Well, yeah, we haven't had too much VAR yet in the opening round. We did have it in the previous game. McLaren's goal was ruled off for offside in the City Western game. So that's the only one I can think of, though, to be honest, right now. Nice work by Lolly, Burgess, Caceres, feeding Joe Lolly in the box. Weird shot / cross. I don't think he intended to make contact with the ball like that. It's gone out of play. It was a good play, though. I'm really excited about Joe Lolly this season. I mean, there's a lot of talk, predictions around, Johnny Warren medal contenders. Joe Lolly's the one that I'm really thinking could have a big season. I think Daniel Pena's a chance as well. But Joe Lolly at Sydney FC, I think he's set for a big year. There's enough in the opening 19 minutes or so to suggest that both teams are capable of scoring in this game, that's for sure. Been some good chances for both teams already. Spencer says, I did hear the commentator say we do have VAR. The rumor was false. Oh, about... is that right? Is the rumor going around that potentially it wouldn't be involved in the A-League this year? Yeah. That's look, whether there's any sort of credibility behind that, I'm not sure. Victory looking to go on the attack here. Teague, nice headed down for Machash, who will swing it wide for Azani. Victory in a great area here. Azani, oh my gosh, dude, I thought that was going to go in. Redmayne's made a meal of this, and Teague has picked it up. He has to go backwards. The flag is up anyway. Wow, okay. So Azani had like 3 or 4 players to aim for there, but just decided to go directly for goal, and Redmayne couldn't hold it. I freaked out because I thought it was going to sail into the back of the net. 20 minutes in, it's Sydney FC 0. It's Melbourne Victory 0. Both teams looking up for this one. Melbourne Victory probably creating the better of the chances so far, hey? Great to see Jason Carrier back as well for Melbourne Victory. He missed a decent chunk of last season with injury. Joshy says Victory feel better this season. And I think they will do much better this season as well. They're a team who, you look at them on paper. I mean, you just look at the lineup graphic that we have here. There's some really, really good names in that squad, man. There's quality there. And what a massive chance this would be, to get, if they get a win here opening round against a team who a lot of people are tipping to do well this year in Sydney FC. That would be massive for their confidence. Machash does well there. Machash showing a bit of strength in the early minutes. Oh, that's a great play. Oh, great play indeed. Machash still going. It's Zinedine Machash. Oh, dude, what a great play. Foul goes the other way. Traore involved up from left back. Zinedine Machash, we talked about him briefly pre-game. He's getting himself involved and is looking good so far. Love it. Love it. Joshy says too much skill. Bit of an air swing in the end. Good clearance, though, from Girdwood Reich, though, hey. Revan Zarbak says, Redmayne seems to have gone off over the last couple of seasons. Looks vulnerable at times. Spencer says, oops. Spencer says, I feel like this season is Arzani's last chance to prove his national team material. Personally, I'd want to see him back, but I think he's got plenty of potential. Was just unlucky. Also says, Def's a good call to replace Goodwin on the left when he retires from international duty. Yeah, look, Daniel Arzani, I mean, at Melbourne Victory, under a coach like Tony Popovich, there's a great chance for him here, isn't it? It really is. And look, I hope he does well. I hope he has a good season. Even just from a national team point of view. He struggled with injuries. I really feel for him. Fortnite says, hey, Lockie, what's the crowd looking like tonight? It's looking all right. I don't know if the top tier is open. I haven't seen any shots of the top tier of Allianz Stadium, but it looks all right so far. I'd like to think it's somewhere in the vicinity of 20,000, but who knows? That might be wishful thinking. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from the French Moroccan Zinedine Machash, the midfielder who's getting himself involved early on in this match. His A-League debut here. Didn't feature in the Australia Cup playoff match, which feels like a lifetime ago now, with Melbourne Victory. Lost out to Newcastle Jets. Here's a free kick here for Sydney. Mac, that almost looked like he was going direct there from like 40 metres out. Oh, boy. Spencer says, I'm watching tonight's game to spy on Sydney's players to prep for next week. Yeah, obviously next week. Big game for Brisbane Roar. They're back at home, Suncorp Stadium, against Sydney FC. That's a Friday night fixture, right, next week? Actually, let's have a little look. I'm going to have a look here, next week's fixtures. I know Brisbane take on Sydney. Mariners have Macarthur at home. Let's have a look at some of the other fixtures. Can't remember them off the top of my head. Obviously, we've got two fixtures tomorrow as well. Wanderers v Wellington. And then we've got Perth Glory v Newcastle, which should be two great games as well. Next week in the A-League, round 2. Yeah, it is indeed Brisbane-Sydney on Friday night. We've got Wellington-Phoenix hosting Perth Glory on Saturday afternoon. Distance Derby, round 2. Western Sydney Wanderers host Western United for the Saturday night fixture next week. And then it looks like we've got 3 Sunday fixtures next week. Mariners host Macarthur. Victory, they host Jets. And Adelaide hosts City, so Newcastle Jets. Newcastle Jets with a couple of away fixtures to kick off the season. Interesting. Courtney Perkins, good delivery. Roderick Miranda, that's a good clearance. That's a great clearance. That's already a couple decent interventions from the Victory captain already this game, hey? James is here, says good morning or afternoon, everyone. How's everyone's day? Good to see you, James. Doing well, man. Doing well. Nelson asks, will you be doing lots of watch-alongs? Just found your channel recently. Well, Nelson, thanks for finding the channel and jumping in the live chat. I appreciate it. Yes, so the plan is for this season is that Saturday nights, the primetime games are always the big games on Saturday nights. They're the ones that are available on free-to-wear here in Australia. So yes, keep an eye out on the Saturday night primetime games for watch-alongs. That is the plan for now. And you can also join us on Monday evening. We're going to be doing a new live show every single Monday evening. A wrap-up show, a weekly review show discussing the weekend's A-League men's action. So make sure you join us every Monday evening as well. So that's the plan. Essentially every Saturday night, Monday night. "25 minutes in. Still, it remains scoreless, but a highly competitive game it has been so far. Nelson says, lucky for me, every match is free in the US. It is fantastic, isn't it? Free on YouTube, yes. On the Keep Up channel, right? On the Keep Up YouTube channel. James says, hi from Scotland. Big fan of Aussie football. Thanks for tuning in, James. What's the time over there in Scotland? It'd be sometime in the morning, I'd assume, right? in Scotland. Spencer says, welcome, James. Welcome to the league where Moy and Rogic came from. And yeah, we do have many Australian players playing in Scotland at the moment. Keanu Bacchus, Cammy Devlin, Kai Rolls, Lewis Miller, just to name a few. Ryan Strain, Martin Boyle. Former Sydney FC striker Adam Lafondra currently playing at Hibs in the Scottish Premiership as well. And the man here to replace him, Fabio Gomez, wearing the number 9. Scored 2 goals in the Australia Cup final a couple of weeks ago. Could he get his first goal in the A-League tonight? He's got a couple tough defenders to deal with. I mean, De Silva and Miranda could potentially shape up as one of the top centre-back pairings this season. Sydney bringing the ball forward. Here's Caceres. Great run. Caceres. It's falling to the path of Gomez, but he couldn't react there. That was far too quick for him. 12 a.m. in Scotland. Wow, there you go. Love it. Love it. Troy asks, Lockie, do you know if any radio will cover tomorrow's 3 p.m. game, as I'll be on my way home spending the day with my family? Troy, great question. I'm not sure. Does anyone know? All I know about radio is that the Coast FM 96.3 cover the Mariners games. Surely there's some radio stations that cover A-League games. I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. I can't recall the last time I tuned into an A-League game on radio, but yeah, if we give it a quick Google, we might be able to find something. But if anyone knows, does anyone listen to A-League games on radio at all? Feel free to help Troy out. Every Monday you check the fantasy leaderboard. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing that too. And fantasy is going to be a big focus for us, especially this year. I constructed my team, and I'm feeling good about it. I've got a front three. The 3 strikers are where I think I'm going to pull the points of my fantasy team. Feel free to drop some of your fantasy picks in the chat. But up top, I've got McLaren, who I captained, alongside Gomez, who's playing tonight, and then Antonsen from Wanderers. I was chopping and changing, though. Even late till, right till deadline last night. I was considering putting Waddingham in the team, but I knew he wasn't playing this week, coming back from young Socceroos duty. Spencer's in the fantasy league with Just Defend FC. Love it. What's your thoughts on Alu Kowal's and Caltech injuries? Yeah, look, it really affected Mariners last night, didn't it? Losing 2 key players to injury. It was not ideal. We've been spoiled with today with 3 games. It's been great, isn't it? Just added you as a rival on Fantasy League. Love it. Love it. Foul stats, 8 fouls committed by Victory, 5 by Sydney. And there's a free kick in a great position here for the away team. Huge chance here. Daniel Azani stepping up by the looks of things. And he looks to be by himself. A pretty direct, straight line run up here for Azani. 4 players in the wall for Sydney FC. Can Azani start his Melbourne Victory career off with a goal? Just wide. Just wide. Tried to get that dipping, but didn't dip enough, obviously. Come on, Azani, says Joshy. He wasn't too far off, was he? He wasn't too far off. And look, he's made a promising start so far, to be fair. He's doing okay. Oh, heavy challenge from Bratton on Azani, and it's going to be another free kick here for Victory. Joshy says wasn't too far off at all. Can you play the fantasy A-League Fantasy on your phone? I'm actually not sure. I've only ever done it on like my laptop. I'm assuming you can. Does anyone know if you can play fantasy on your phone? Sydney FC looking to come the other way now. Gomez. Muscled off it. Ryan Marchand's having a great game so far. He keeps winning the ball in midfield and doing a great job of that. Well done, Ryan Marchand. The Spanish midfielder. Looking to lift this one over the top. He will find Machash. In fact, that's Bruno Fornaroli. Throw in Victory in a good position. Spencer, I can see you. Spencer says yes, you can do it on your phone. You can. So A-League Fantasy is available on the phone. That's good to know. Victor in a good position. I'll get to your fantasy team there in a second there, Spencer. I can see some impressive names already. Gauchi, Risden, Bajic, Sermon, Berenguer, Holman, Caspers, Girdwood, Reich, McLaren, Borello, Aaron Kunda. There's some big names in there. I mean, you're definitely going to get a lot of points, obviously, from McLaren and Borello. Huge. Aaron Kunda as well. I think he should score a bunch of goals this season as well, of course. The Adelaide youngster. Long ball for Traore, who might get to this. He does. The delivery will fall into the hands of Redmayne, though. Live formations here on the watch-along screen. You can see on the right-hand side. Two fairly similar shapes. Sort of a 4-2-3-1, or you could even call it just a 4-4-2. This game is opening up a little bit. There's a Victory player down injured here. Who is that? It's Traore. Dalma Traore has stayed down, holding his head. How much for Jamie Young in fantasy? He's a safe option for me. I initially had Jamie Young in my fantasy team, but then the option of bringing in Heward Bell and Paulson at really, really low prices was too tempting. So that's what I went for. And look, it's tricky with fantasy, isn't it? You got to sort of really weigh up the options and, if you can save some money in one area and use it somewhere else. Yeah. Heward Bell's my backup keeper. Yeah, it's great. Great option to have. Yeah. So Heward Bell and Paulson are both really, really cheap, and they're both expected to be starting keepers this season. Jamie might not get a lot of games this season. I think he will. Jamie Young. He'll definitely be starting keeper, in my opinion. How do you sign up for fantasy? It's on the A-League's website, and you can see the links in there. The fantasy links. The new A-League's website, we should say. A few weeks ago, they launched that, didn't they? Ryan Grant's around the corner here. Great chance. Fabio Gomez almost getting to that. Mack to recycle it. Great chance, Sydney FC. Robin Mack finds Lolly. Oh, looking for the return pass. It was cut off by Marchand, who's there again. Oh, that's got to be a yellow card, surely. Terrible. Terrible. Was that Grant? In fact, it was Bratton. Luke Bratton, easy yellow card decision there. Easy. Dude, I mean, that was... I mean, not suggesting it was a potential red, but he had no intention at all of playing the ball there, Luke Bratton. He just wanted to bring down Villupole. No intention at all. So, 10 minutes of regulation to go here in the first half. Considering Melbourne Victory coming up against the Australia Cup champions, they're doing a very decent job. How about that, though, as well? I mean, it's worth mentioning that, Sydney FC won the Australia Cup. Melbourne Victory got knocked out in the playoffs. Two opposite ends of the Australia Cup competition. So it's Sydney FC who have really enjoyed plenty of competitive football. Melbourne Victory. They've played some preseason friendlies. We know they took on they went to Perth to take on Perth Glory for a couple of friendlies. I believe they took on Western United as well as Arzani. Well, that looks like a foul. Let's play on. Great chance here. Arzani in the box. Daniel Arzani. He goes down. Huge shot for penalty. Traore's shot is blocked. Sydney survive. But a huge opportunity for the away team. Great chance for Arzani. He was in a lovely pocket of space there. And, gosh, he had to shoot there, surely, right? What an opportunity. On the basis of what we've seen this first half, you'd say Victory have looked more likely to score for sure. Not that Sydney haven't created their chances. That's a great pass from Velupile. Traore's in space. Huge chance once again. Velupile. Oh. What an opportunity. That was probably the best chance of the game. What a chance. Well, Nishan Velupile, incredible. The pass, and then he was arriving for the shot, and it's trickled wide. Oh, my goodness. Should have scored indeed, Joshy. Should have scored indeed. Should have scored indeed, dude. Wow, man. Melbourne Victory looking very, very good in this first half. You got to say they've been the better team so far. And I tell you what, that Velupile chance was the chance of the game so far. He had to hit the target there. You just got to hope for Victory that these missed chances don't come back to bite them. Sydney, with the quality they have, could score at any moment. Caceres, nicely done. He's got great footwork, Anthony Caceres, doesn't he? It's awesome. Here's Lolly off that right wing. Taking on Traore. Lolly still. Nice run. Good block, Traore. Lolly does get the delivery in, and there's Miranda again. Well, it's been Roderick Miranda in defence. Ryan Marchand in midfield, who have been doing really, really well so far for Melbourne Victory. Their defensive interventions have been crucial. Here's Burgess, though, edge of the box. Burgess will shoot. That's straight at Izzo. Good power on it, but it was just straight at him, eh? Straight out the keeper. Big Blue never disappoints. This is always a great game, isn't it? It really, really is. It's pretty much always a great game. Here's Guerrier, counter-attack for Victory. Possession stats looking pretty even on the broadcast. Jason Guerrier. Looks to go backwards here. They're building nicely too. Ryan Teague's been involved in midfield for Victory too. He's settled in nicely already. How's the stream been tonight, mate? It's been good, man. It's been very, very enjoyable. And we've enjoyed this game so far. Not long till half time. So good to see some of you guys here as well for this first round watch along here in the Alley Men's competition. If you want to support the channel, if you want to support the stream, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. You can also consider sending through a super chat. Super chance here for Victory. Bruno Fornaroli, his shot is blocked. Super chats, super stickers go a long way to helping me here out on the channel. Joshy says, my goalkeepers in fantasy would be Jamie Young and Lawrence Thomas. Two great picks. I mean, Lawrence Thomas as well. He was one that I was tempted to throw in there. Wanderers had the best defense in the league last season. And Lawrence Thomas should keep a number of clean sheets this season. You'd expect. So Lawrence Thomas for sure. I think Jamie Young is a great shout for keeper as well. But look, it's tricky whether they're going to be worth their price. Joe Lolly's just copped a knock here. The game will continue. It was almost a question of whether Victory would play that out of play, but here they come now. Melbourne Victory, Velupale. Oh, question of a foul. Luke Bratton, he's already on a yellow, and he went in for that challenge. Sydney do not want to lose a player here. Joe Lolly's just back to his feet now, while Sydney are on the counter-attack. A lot of space here for Bratton. Feeds Lolly on the right. Joe Lolly into the box. Joe Lolly still. Who is it again? Roderick Miranda. What a game he's having so far. He is blocking everything here. He's clearing everything. The Victory captain is putting in a man-of-the-match performance so far in this first half. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, Sky Blues with the set piece here. Corner. But it's going to be halted because Nishan Velupale is down on the turf here, potentially with an injury. Two huge games coming up tomorrow. Wanderers, Wellington. Glory, Jets. What are our feelings on those games? Let me know. In my predictions, I'm backing a big win for Wanderers. I'm concerned for Wellington this year, but look, I totally want Wellington to surprise me. I want them to prove me wrong. I know they've got a lot of young players coming into that side this year. So I'm curious to see how Wellington go this year, and especially to open up the season away to Wanderers. It's a tough trip. And Perth Jets should be a great game. Two teams with new head coaches. I am backing Perth to get the win there. Ikasu, if that's how you pronounce it. Thanks so much for the super chat, my friend. Greatly appreciate it. So it's great to get some A-League coverage on YouTube. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build the A-League fan community. There's not a lot of people doing this kind of stuff. So, yeah, trying to build that community. But Ikas, appreciate the super chat, my friend. Thank you very much. Joe Lolly floats in the corner. Headed away. Victory. Trying to get this one clear. It's going to come back in. That might be offside. On Lolly. It is. It is. Well, despite it being 0-0 as we approach half-time, it has still been quite a fascinating match. Victory looked really, really good so far. Sydney have had their chances, though, but nothing too clear-cut for them. Spencer's dropping his predictions for tomorrow's A-League men's matches. Where Wanderers 2, next one. This is Perth 3, Newcastle 0. That'd be a great result for Perth round 1. Ooh, interesting question. Spencer asks, who's the weakest starting keeper in the league? The weakest starting keeper in the league. Well, look, I mean, you've got some keepers who were backup keepers last year who are starting this year with the likes of Heward Bell, Paulson, Macklin Freak at Brisbane as well. Look, I don't want to suggest that any of those guys are weak keepers. I think they're all actually decent keepers. Macklin Freak, actually, both Macklin Freak and Heward Bell made some great saves in today's matches. So it's hard to say, you know, but it's worth mentioning that there's a bunch of teams this season whose starting keepers were backup keepers from last season. Who else? Is there anyone else that is like playing backup keepers? I mean, well, yeah, Jets as well. I mean, they got Ryan Scott, who I think is going to be starting keeper for them. Ryan Scott was the backup keeper at Western United last year, so it's quite fascinating. You don't have to see that kind of thing. Joe Lolly, he's gotten him behind here. Great space, great chance. Roderick Miranda has made yet another block. This is an immense defensive performance from the Portuguese centre-back tonight. This has been incredible. How many times have we said his name? The new Melbourne Victory captain is doing a fantastic job at the back as we have 2 minutes of injury time. Nahmar's back in Wanderers 5-0. Tell you what, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Could happen. Could happen. I think Wanderers have a much stronger squad, that's for sure. I'd be very, very surprised if Wellington win tomorrow. Gary up, looking to win the ball. Cold kick. So, fascinating half so far. Hey, drop your thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. And I tell you what, at halftime, we might play some Griddle. For those that don't know, Griddle is a very enjoyable game. It's the A-League trivia game. It's the A-League player guessing game. And we're going to play it here live on stream at halftime. Our halftime entertainment. Who have Western Sydney Wanderers recruited this season? Asks 2 times champ. They have recruited a lot of players this season. Josh Brillante from Melbourne Victory. Jorrit Hendricks. It's a great signing from the Netherlands. You've got Marcus Antonsen, Swedish striker, coming into the club. Donny Gerdic. There's a bunch of young players that they've brought in as well. Gosh, yeah, there's heaps of names. Dylan Parias from Western United. Lockie Brooks is back in the A-League, the Olyroos winger as well. There's a lot of new faces at Wanderers. But some great players that they brought in. Valupale, he's made a great run here. He's in the box. Can't hold up the ball, though. Both defenses are doing okay so far tonight, aren't they? It's really the defenses have been on top, and that's a foul. Excited to see how Wanderers line up tomorrow, actually. You know, there's some real competition for places in that Wanderers lineup when... You know, you look at the players who they already had at the club as well. 8 fouls either way for both teams tonight. As we approach and reach the halftime whistle, it is Sydney 0, Melbourne Victory 0. But despite that, it's been a really entertaining, really entertaining game so far. Zinedine Machachas looked really good. He was really lively, especially in like the first 20 minutes. The French-Moroccan midfielder looking fantastic so far. Roderick Miranda was superb at the back for Victory, though. Ryan Marchand has been bossing it in midfield as well for Victory. Sydney have looked all right. Joe Lolly's gotten forward a couple times down that right flank. Spencer asks, do you think all Socceroos qualifiers will be in Melbourne, or will they share to other cities? Oh, they definitely share to other cities, yeah. Yeah, they definitely wouldn't host all of them in one city. We'll definitely see them around. Excuse me, Troy. Close game indeed, Troy. And yes, we will be doing Griddle, our halftime entertainment, here at the Coastal Football Live Watchalong. We're doing live watchalongs every single Saturday night. Prime time games. Next week's Saturday night watch-along is Wanderers v Western, which, after Western's win today against Melbourne City, looks like it's that could be a great game, that one. So we're going to pull up Griddle here in just a second. Have you guys played Griddle today? Let me know. I know a lot of you guys play Griddle. How'd you go? How'd your scores go? Let me know. And we're going to jump into it in just a second here. Do you follow an EPL team? I do indeed. I'm a Spurs fan. I'm a Tottenham fan, which, you know, very happy to have, you know, an Aussie in Ange Postecoglou managing my team Spurs. Let's adjust this here. We've got Griddle up here on the screen, and we've got some interesting clubs involved here. We can see Melbourne Victory, who are playing tonight. Melbourne Victory here. Adelaide United. Wanderers, MacArthur. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So, we have to try and find the players to fit these squares. Can we do it? That's the question. We're playing this live. I'm going to avoid reading the chat just to avoid any spoilers for now. Let's jump into it. So, 30 plus sub appearances, 20 plus wins. Now, that's always a tricky one, isn't it? But a player who we could probably go there is Enrique. Enrique is very, very famous in the 2010s for Brisbane for making a bunch of sub appearances, and surely had over 20 wins. There you go, 77 wins, 72 sub appearances, huge. 30 plus sub appearances for Victory. Oh boy. I'm tempted to go Lee Broxham there, but I don't know if he's got 30. But he has been at the club for a long time. Let's go Lee Broxham. Surely he's racked up 30 sub appearances. There you go, 69. Wow, that's a lot more than I thought. 30 plus sub appearances for Adelaide. Has Nestory got that much? Nestory? Yeah, I think he would. He's been. This is his third season now. There you go, 35. So good start here in Griddle. Good start here in Griddle. This is our halftime entertainment here on the Coach Football live stream. We're looking for a Wanderers player who has 20 plus wins. Surely Topper Stanley can be placed in that category. Topper Stanley was there for a couple of years at Wanderers. He's got 48 wins, 20 plus wins for MacArthur FC. We could go a player who's been there for a long time at the club. And I am going to say that Lockie Rose, maybe Lachlan Rose, has that many wins. Rose, 21. Wow, that was close. All right, should be pretty straightforward from here. A player who's played for both Victory and Wanderers. We can go for Tommy Urich. Obviously, I imagine this will be updated in, the coming days or weeks with, new players making their debuts. Player who has played for both Wanderers and Adelaide. Players played for both Wanderers and Adelaide. Blanking on that one for a second here. Daniel Margush. That's a bit of a niche one. Backup keeper. He's been at the backup keeper at both clubs. There you go, Daniel Margush. Currently still the backup keeper at Wanderers. Player was played for both MacArthur and Victory. Mark Milligan, and there isn't many. I know Tommy Urich is one of them as well. Mark Milligan has played for both. He was the captain for MacArthur in their inaugural season in the competition. And lastly, to complete the 100% record here, player was played for both MacArthur and Adelaide United. A player who departed the club just a couple months ago, Al Hassan Toure. Oh, there he is. My griddle froze for a second there. Al Hassan, who I believe is playing in Turkey at the moment, right? 301 obscurity score. 9 out of 9 in griddle. How'd you guys go? Let me know. Boston's here in the chat. Good to see you here, Boston. I got 9 out of 9. Love it. Brolante for Victory and Wanderers. Nama says they have updated griddle. They added Angel Torres. There you go. Urich, what a flop, says two times champ. To be fair, he struggled with injuries. He has struggled with injuries. Had Traore for Victory Wanderers. Yeah, true. Traore, yeah, as well. There's probably a few players who have played for both Wanderers and Victory. Traore is definitely one of them as well, for sure. Yeah, Brolante not playing for Wanderers yet, but that will potentially change after tomorrow, hey. Brolante set to make his Wanderers debut in the A-League tomorrow. Joshy says, mate, this summer will be sick. Oz Open from 10, Victory at 7, EPL at 11:30. Very busy summer, isn't it? I'm keen for the Oz Open, man. I'm a tennis fan. All right. Struggled with Adelaide Wanderers, says Troy. Anthony Golick for Adelaide MacArthur. Anthony Golick could have been for Wanderers Adelaide too. Could have been there for Wanderers Adelaide. Yeah, who else has played for Adelaide Wanderers? Tommy Urich, Golek, my Gush. Who else? Who else has played for both Adelaide and Wanderers? Marcus, 7 out of 9 on the griddle. Love it. Sorry I'm late. It was a concert. No worries, man. All good. Hope you enjoyed the concert. Brooke, as in Lockie Brook. Lockie Brook. As of tomorrow, probably, yeah. After he plays an A-League game. I'd imagine so. Troy says, can't wait to go to the Australian Open. I'm going for the first week. Awesome. I want to get to the Australian Open one day, man. Pardon me. Hopefully one day. Match stats are up on the broadcast. 9 shots either way. 4 shots on target for Sydney. 2 on target for Victory. Interesting. I felt like Victory might have had a couple more chances, but yeah. Possession stats pretty even in this game so far as well. Clearance stats. Look at that. Wow. Sydney have made 4 clearances. Victory have made 19 clearances. Sydney having more corners so far. Yes, Brian. Can't wait for the Mariners match against Bali United at home this week. Boston says, I reckon Melbourne will win. Sorry, Sydney. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, they've shown enough. I mean, heading into this game, I think a lot of people, and like we talked about it pre-game, I think a lot of people were predicting Sydney to win. As we have the lineup graphics here. We'll keep an eye if they do change for the second half. A lot of people were calling Sydney FC to win. I mean, just a fortnight ago, they lifted the Australia Cup at this very stadium. But Melbourne Victory have looked really, really good. I mean, Metshash, playing in the sort of that creative midfield roles looks good. Arzani and Valuple have looked very, very lively on the flanks, man. Very, very lively. Yes, that's right, True. 2 Mariners home games this week. Very exciting week for Mariners fans. AFC Cup at home on Thursday night. Sunday afternoon at home to Macarthur SC in the A-League. No watch-along for the Jets game tomorrow. Our watch-alongs are going to be this Saturday night primetime game. So next week we are doing a live watch-along for, what was it again? Wanderers Western, right? Let's pull up the old fixture list again. Huge games next week, man. Friday night is Brisbane-Sydney. Then we got the distance derby next Saturday, Arvo, Wellington v Glory. And then we'll be doing a live watch-along next Saturday night. Wanderers hosting Western United. And then Mariners hosting Macarthur on Sunday. Arvo, 3 games next Sunday. Victory hosts Jets next week. And then Adelaide hosts Melbourne City. Some fascinating fixtures there. Round 3, we've got the original rivalry. Saturday, November 4. Victory hosts Adelaide. I have seen that trailer, Spencer. Yes. I don't know too much about it, but I did see that trailer somewhere. A Taika Waititi film. A football-related Taika Waititi film, which seems interesting. Second half not too far away here. This is the 4th of the opening rounds game so far. Some huge results this week. Adelaide 3-0 against Mariners last night. What a result for them. Mariners struggling with some injuries last night. Today we had some entertaining games. 1-1 between Macarthur and Brisbane, and then Western United with a monumental win. A 2-1 victory over City, which was a big, big result. Especially considering they were the away side in that fixture. Spencer says, I'm feeling 0-0, not going to lie. Look, it could end that way, hey? I mean, defenses have been on top so far, so it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. I know what you mean. It's got that feeling about it. It does. Troy says, I think I'm way off with my prediction of 3-1 to Sydney. Much closer than I thought. Really feels like the old Big Blue. The old Big Blue. It's good. I love the Big Blue fixture, man. It's obviously a rivalry that has been going for a long, long time. Since the dawn of the A-League. The inception of the competition. A wonderful fixture. And what a way to start the season if Victory were to win it. Like if Sydney were to win, it wouldn't be that surprising. But I don't think I haven't seen anyone like talking about Victory potentially to win. Well, Boston's saying it now at halftime. Nama also is back in Victory from here on out as well, I see. Which A-League club has the biggest fan base? Melbourne Victory. I think that's just a fact. They have a massive fan base. Boston says RBB is the craziest and most passionate in the league. Most passionate fan base in the league. They are fantastic, hey? Did you see Lockie Wells hit the green? I did see that, yeah. In his celebration. I do remember that Newey Jets, yeah. Billy Wingrove came to watch Jets v Mariners last year, got called off. I remember that. I was opening round last season, wasn't it? And we had torrential rain here on the Central Coast. Gosford it was just bucketing. Yeah, a lot of rain. A lot of rain. I remember taking a picture of the pitch that day, and it was just covered in water. There was no way they were going to play the game. Player index. Paramount Plus player index. So they've been showing this new thing for the opening round so far called the Paramount Plus player index. And there's ratings for each of the players. So top right now, according to the Paramount Plus player index, is Paul Izzo, Melbourne Victory keeper, who apparently has a rating of 78.6. But there isn't really any explanation to tell us what that actually means. I mean, you'd assume it's got something to do with just the impacts, how well the players are playing. But I'm not sure how they actually calculate that figure. You know what I mean? Like, is it just based off stats? I don't know. RBB is the most underrated fan base ever. I don't know. I don't even know if they're necessarily underrated. I think they're pretty well rated. I think RBB are pretty well considered one of the best fan bases in the league. Hey. Will you ever do a music stream one night? If I would, it wouldn't be on this channel. You can check out my music on the Lockie channel, LOCKEE. But yeah, maybe we'll do some music streams. Yeah, I could be fun. Appreciate you checking out the music though, Spencer. Thanks, man. All right, second half is moments away. Who will find the winning goal? Who will break the deadlock in this big blue fixture? Sydney FC 0, Melbourne Victory 0. Two teams who, as you can see here, have some quality players on the pitch. Let's have a look at some of the players they have on the bench. Victory have a very strong bench tonight. Let's read out some of the players here that we could see have an impact. Sydney FC have Patrick Wood on the bench. Some young players there, Jaden Kaczarski as well. When you compare the benches themselves, the actual benches, it's Melbourne Victory who definitely have the stronger bench. All right, second half is here, ladies and gentlemen. Melbourne Victory to get us underway at Allianz Stadium for the second period. Huge one coming up here. Both teams looked good. Shot stats were even. Shash potentially creating an early chance here. Not the best clearance. Redman claims. Victory's bench is very strong. They've got Economides, Falami, Chapman. Jake Brimmer's on the bench tonight for Melbourne Victory as well. There's some great options there. So it's definitely the away team who have the more experienced and stronger bench. Where's Broxy? Asks Joshy. Great question. Is he injured? I don't think he is. Carl's here. Good to see you here, Carl. Hope you're going well. Fortnite asks, do you know when the window closes, Lockie? But did confirm that they are looking for attacking players. I hope they can bring in someone to add some depth. The window is already closed. The window closed, I believe, on September 12th. So the window closed over a month ago now. But they can still sign free agents. So Adelaide might potentially be looking at free agents. They could also sign someone in the January transfer window, which opens up early January, which isn't too far away. It's just a couple months into the season. Grant with a header. Victory back in possession. You just wonder how long it'll be until one of these coaches makes a change, makes a tweak. To very good coaches, Steve Corica, Tony Popovich, two coaches who have been pretty successful, mostly successful in their times in the A-League competition. A little coming together between Brandon and Fornaroli. Two guys who would have played together at Melbourne City some years ago. Newey Jets a bit earlier says, very hard for A-League Unite round and to create some content. Love the idea from the A-Leagues. It's going to be fun, isn't it? It's going to be great. Nama asks, if there was an A-League Hall of Fame, do you think... who do you think will be in it? Berisha? Definitely, yeah. Berisha, Bruich, probably Del Piero. Castro, Diego Castro as well. There is a incident here. Yellow card has been dished out to Rai Marchand. And Victory players aren't happy about it. And it's almost like, oh, wow. Well, Max Burgess appeared to go down very easily there. I think I can see why the Victory players are upset with that one. Rai Marchand, I mean, maybe there was a slight... Look, it's a contact sport. He's obviously making a bit of contact as they run. But Max Burgess has just collapsed to the floor there. In fact, it's Zinedine Machash who's picked up the yellow card. And funnily enough, I don't know if he did that much. I think it was more Rai Marchand who maybe had an impact. Anyway, Sydney's free kick. Decent delivery. I take it back. Wasn't that great of a delivery. Paul Izzo will claim that quite easily. So, both teams' defensive midfielders on yellow cards up to this point. Luke Bratton, Rai Marchand, both on bookings. Crucial players for their respective teams. Sorry, Machash is on the yellow card, of course, as I just mentioned. Rai Marchand is not on a yellow card, right? Just Machash. So, Sydney FC building here. Building with patience. And dispossessed quite easily there. Gary is away here for victory. This is a great chance. It's Machash in the box. Machash, great block. Well, what happened there for Sydney FC? They were dispossessed way too easily. Corny Perkins way out of position at left back. And Jason Gary waltzed in. Zinedine Machash, who has looked very good tonight, in a great position. Couldn't capitalise. Arzani with the outswinging corner here. Arzani's delivery is good. Miranda was going for it. Cleared. Ruben says, surely Brox gets into some staff role at Victory when he retires. You'd imagine so. He's a one club man, isn't he? One club man. Lee Broxham. Five minutes into this half. Already being played at the same intensity we saw the first half played at. Sky Blues, good play down the left flank. Delivery from Courtney Perkins. He's a bit deep. Teague heads clear. Burgess. Nice. Oh, that's beautiful. Max Burgess found the space. Flicked on by Mac. Courtney Perkins. Looking to go short. Maybe not the best option there. Goes back. Caceres. Courtney Perkins. Sydney building. Burgess in the space. Crossing. Headed away by De Silva. Victory can come away. Good play there by Sydney. They were building nicely. It's a Sydney throw. Burgess. Max Burgess. Pokes it through. Oh, that's really nicely done. Robert Max in the box. Great chance, Sydney. Jason Gary with the block. Victory defending very, very well tonight. That back four has been very, very committed when it comes to making these last-ditch challenges. Long-range strike. Goes wide from Bratton. Does like a long-range hit, Luke Bratton, and he has scored some in the past. That one was well and truly wide, though. You're looking like you're starting to let that hair grow out a little bit, Luke Bratton. We've already seen some fascinating hairstyles this round. Jamie McLaren with the light blonde hair. Love it. Luke Bratton has had some fascinating hairstyles throughout his A-League career as well. He had cornrows at one point, didn't he? I think. Favourite A-League stadium you've been to? Well, I mean, I could just be biased and say, my team's home stadium. I mean, I love Industry Group Stadium here on Central Coast. By the palm trees, you can't beat it. But look, if I had to pick another stadium, I would go Combank Stadium. I love it. It's got a great atmosphere. I love the way it's set up. It's a very sort of boxy sort of feel. You're boxed in. The atmosphere at Combank is always great, so I'd probably go that one as well. Nama says, I thought Burgess wasn't playing after he was suspended during the semi-finals. I believe he served that suspension in the Australia Cup. Come to Suncorp, says Spencer. Hey, would definitely be keen to get up to the Suncorp, man. Robert Mack. Oh, that's great play. Robert Mack still dispossessed, though, in the end. But he did well to get around Guerrier. Oh, well done, Machash. Zinedine Machash has looked good so far, and he's gonna take on Lacerda. He's still going. What a run! Zinedine Machash. Who's he gonna find in the box? Delivery's all right. Volupale. Nishan Volupale. Great chance victory here. Shot. Great save. Marchand still. Surely a foul. Flag is up. Huge opportunity for Melbourne Victory. Huge chance. Wow, dude. The run from Machash, though, that was just incredible. And Ryan Marchand, not far away at all. Definitely high boot, though. Ryan Marchand almost clipping the header there of Luke Bratton. 2 times chance says, how's Victory not got one yet? I know, right? They've had chance after chance tonight. In my eyes, they've had the better chances out of the two sides. They've had some great chances to score. Volupale in the first half had an incredible opportunity. Will you ever record and release a Mariners theme song? That would be fun, wouldn't it? That would be fun. Brian, great question. Who would you choose to take an important free kick, Bratton or Brimmer? I'd go Brimmer. I think Jake Brimmer is one of the best free kick takers in the competition. We've seen Luke Bratton score some, long distance free kicks, but yeah, I think just outside the box, I'm going Jake Brimmer for sure. Will we see Brimmer make his return to the A-League tonight, potentially? Good challenge from Miranda on Lolly. Some high caliber players featuring tonight in this A-League rivalry that is stretched on since its dawn. The competition's dawn. The Big Blue, Sydney FC Melbourne Victory. 0-0 as we approach the hour mark. Fortnite asks, what do you think of Tunnicliffe's 25 minutes last night? Lockie seems really composed and an experienced player. Promising signs. Yeah, he settled in really nicely. I think he'll be a nice addition to that Adelaide midfield. But look, Johnny Yole, who started there, was fantastic. And I think Tunnicliffe might have to wait on the bench for now, hey. Marcus, going back to that free kick discussion, says short free kick Brimmer, long free kick Bratton. That's probably the way to go, yeah. Probably. Do you reckon Gauchi will be the next Socceroos goalkeeper? Or if not him, who? Yeah, I think he's definitely in the in line to be the next Socceroos keeper, yeah, for sure. Sydney's free kick. Headed away by Grant. Goal kick. Do you celebrate Halloween? No, I don't. Just going back to that goalkeeper discussion for the Socceroos, I think Gauchi's definitely the obvious choice there. Josh, he says, if Central Coast win the league, hear me out. They make golden sauce bottles as a trophy for the best player in the Central Coast team. Love it. Great idea. The golden sauce bottle. It's awesome. Love these Victory away kits, man. The soft pink, the off-white, whatever you want to call it. Lavender, as we were calling it before. Oh, nice work, Caceres. This is a good chance, Sydney FC. They have numbers streaming forward. It's Robert Mack off the left. Robert Mack shoots! Just wide. Really should have hit the target there. On his favoured right boot. That's Robert Mack's. He loves getting in that position where he can cut in on the right, take a shot. He had the space too. He had the space. There's been some great chances for both teams. It's just far too high there, Mac. Spencer, talking about Socrates goalkeepers, says Gauchi, Cook, Cameron Cook, yep. Blocker pitch as well. All great names. Machash, still going here, has shown great strength tonight, Machash in midfield. Roman goes Sydney's way. Let's keep an eye on the subs. Let's see how we go as we approach halftime here. I'm sorry, not halftime, the hour mark. Slytherin Crest says howdy from New York. Hello, all the way from New York. Just woke up to see City lost the game. Yes, Melbourne City earlier today lost to Western United. The Green and Black winning that one 2-1. We also saw MacArthur 1, Brisbane 1. Tight game, that one. And all level in this one so far. Sydney FC down the left flank here. Flag has stayed down. It's Robin Mack teeing it up. Can't find a teammate. Traore clears. Spencer asks who will be the 3 Socrates goalkeepers in 2026. Yeah, well, Spencer, the 3 you put there, I'd probably go those 3. Or actually, no, I wouldn't. Ryan will still be there 2026 for me. Matty Ryan for sure will still be there. I think Matty Ryan will be there for the next World Cup. Joe Gauchi's definitely in there. And then I'll probably go Blackapitch as well, yeah. Marty, good to see you here, mate. Hope you're doing well. Melbourne Victory. A lot of the chances tonight have come from that counter-attack. It's been Sydney who have been controlling a decent amount of the ball this half so far. Spencer says, I personally think we should be giving Gauchi the caps, building him up. Yeah, he played the game, that second friendly against Ecuador, right, earlier in the year. But, yeah, I think Graham Arnold is definitely eyeing Joe Gauchi as that successor to Matty Ryan in the long term, I'd imagine. He seems to be the obvious choice. Look, another keeper I'm sure I would love to see get a call up is Lawrence Thomas. I mean, he was great last season for Wanderers. If he continues his form, then yeah, he should get a Socrates call up. Terrible challenge there from Guerrier. Didn't win the ball cleanly at all there. Sydney with another free kick. As we pass the hour mark here in this Big Blue opening round match. If you want to support the channel, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't done so already. You can also consider sending in a super chat or a super sticker. Greatly helps out the channel. Give Langerak a rung, St. Spencer. Mitch Langerak. York Des is here as well. Good to see you here. Cross stats looking pretty interesting. 20 crosses by Sydney. Just the 9 for Victory. They have been getting to the channels really nicely, Sydney. Lolly and Mac have been busy, but Fabio Gomez, I mean, a lot of talk around him like pre-game, right? He's been really quiet, Fabio Gomez. We really haven't seen him touch the ball much at all. I'd love to see the stats surrounding Fabio Gomez because he's been a passenger up to this point. Grant looking to find Lolly down the channel, and there's Roderick Miranda again with the interception. Grant looking to win it back. And I think that was a fair challenge. Was indeed. This has been a competitive match. Both teams fully committed. Desperate to start the season with a win. Space in the middle now. Valupale. Victory could go here. Victory could go. Love the delivery. Maybe I don't. Straight to red, mate. Marcus says, just saw you have 2.6k subs. We need 3k before 2024. I appreciate you guys subscribing, man. Oh my gosh. Dude, I just missed a goal. Fornaroli scored. I look away for a second. Victory have scored. It's Fornaroli who's celebrating. Out of nowhere. I look away for a second. Bruno Fornaroli has broken the deadlock in the Big Blue. Joshy loves it. I missed it. Let's look at the replay. Bruno Fornaroli's happy. Victory have silenced Allianz Stadium. Let's have a look at the replay here. So Andrew Redmayne rolls it out to Bratton, and he's caught in possession. He slips. Well, that's why I missed it, because it came out of nowhere. Victory lead 1-0. Great finish, Bruno Fornaroli. Wow. Wow, man. What happened there, says Valhoon. Yorkdale says Victory could actually win this game, and that worries me. And as soon as I said that, that's right, did. What a joke, says Marcus. Sloppy, says Slytherin. Incredible. Bruno Fornaroli with his 90th goal in the A-League. What a shocking mistake. Luke Bratton under pressure. Well done, Melbourne Victory. They really applied the pressure there, and the slip from Bratton. And then it was an easy finish from Fornaroli just to sweep it past Redmayne. So, as we pass the hour mark, Victory take the lead. Cross in towards Gomez. Can't get that header goalwards again. He's had a couple header chance, Gomez, but none of them working out so far. So Victory have the lead. What a position to be in here. And this is fantastic now, especially from a neutral point of view, because this is really going to challenge Sydney FC to be even more aggressive, try and chase this game. They've got plenty of time. Slytherin says 3 games in and 3 almost surprising results. Yeah, it's been great, eh? Some predictions that maybe are going wrong for us here. I predicted a Sydney FC win, as I'm sure many of you did. The Sky Blues trail at home in the Big Blue. Credit to Victory, though. They defended very well tonight. Looked dangerous when they've gotten forward. Ryan Grant has fouled Valupale. And you can see a little bit of frustration from the Sydney players at the moment. Rightly said there, Marcus. Marcus says this stage in the Cup final was when Sydney really showed up. Fabio Gomez was the star that came off the bench to score 2 goals and win it for them. But he started tonight, but he's been a passenger. Patrick Wood is on the bench tonight for Sydney FC. He bagged a handful of goals in the Australia Cup this year. And literally as I say his name, he appears on the screen. Patrick Wood, Jaden Kucharski are coming onto the field right now. Meanwhile, Melbourne Victory are going to make a change. And Daniel Arzani, his night has come to an end. Decent shift from Arzani. He showed some good signs. No goal, but he came close. Chris Konomides is going to be coming on to replace Arzani on that right flank. Meanwhile, a double change here coming for Sydney FC. Fabio Gomez will depart for Patrick Wood. Straight swap. Robert Mack coming off for Kucharski. Interesting. Robert Mack has had a decent game as well. But Kucharski, very exciting young player. Onto the pitch. You'd expect him to come off that left flank. Patrick Wood, though, I think that makes sense. I mean, Gomez has really struggled tonight. Hasn't really gotten himself into the game. And look, pretty tough on Patrick Wood not to start tonight too, considering his Australia Cup form. Fabio Gomez given the start, but he's really struggled. Can Sydney get him behind here? Patrick Wood with some early touches. Good switch of play by Lolly. Courtney Perkins. Kucharski gets his first touch. Burgess. Nice combination. Kucharski's in behind. The heavy touch takes it away from his feet. So, 3 fresh faces onto the park. I'm sure we'll see a bunch tonight. We were talking about that Melbourne Victory bench, man. Plenty of options there. Jake Brimmer's back from injury. He's on the bench. Could he make an appearance? Young Fabian Monge there as well. Could be set to make his Melbourne Victory debut. Fabian Monge, formerly of Western Sydney Wanderers, Apia Leichhardt. You can see we've made the tweaks here to our lineup graphics. Kucharski. That's a Mouthful to say sometimes. Kaczarski, Wood on for Sydney. Economides on the right, replacing Daniel Arzani, who, as I mentioned, looked all right so far. Enjoy the rest of your night, Spencer. York Des says, A-League table right now, reverse predictions. That's right. That's right. It's that's why we love the league. It's unpredictable. Anyone can win. Anyone can win. Australia Cup champions, Sydney FC, currently behind at home. Sydney FC need to have a decent season this year. There's a lot expected of them, and if they don't do well, Steve Corica, well, he could be on the way out. But look, very early days still, of course. Economides under pressure. Looks like Chris Economides is playing off that left wing for the time being. The wide players for Victory have been switching flanks. At the moment, it's Economides on the left, Valupile on the right. Down the left flank, Kaczarski in a little channel of space. What can he do? He needs the support. What have Sydney got in response? Courtney Perkins. Burgess. Giving it away. The free kick goes Sydney's way. Okay. Machash adjudged to have fouled Luke Bratton there. Interesting. Striker change was what changed the Australia Cup final. You're right there, Marcus. Maybe it's Patrick Wood's turn to be the super sub, isn't it? And look, unfortunately for him, he might be playing that role once again this season with Fabio Gomez brought in. So, Sky Blues, free kick. Great position here. Great position here. It's a little bit too wide for a direct shot, but I wouldn't put it out of Luke Bratton's mind to go direct here. Joe Lolly's over it as well. There's options in the middle. 70th minute in this game. Sydney FC looking for the equaliser. Set piece chance. Everyone back for Victory. Bratton looking to go direct. Hits the wall. Lolly on the follow-up. Oh. Well, that was travelling from the Englishman. Let's see on the replay. How wide was that? Was that close at all? Oh, it was a couple meters off. Couple meters off maybe from Joe Lolly. He caught that so well though. There we go. Well, I've just shown this on the broadcast. Giancarlo Italiano, Wellington Phoenix head coach, watching this game. He's sitting alongside Andy Griffiths, Wellington Phoenix assistant coach, who's currently wearing a Led Zeppelin t-shirt. Love it. Wellington Phoenix obviously in Sydney tonight as they prepare to take on Wanderers tomorrow. Victory in the box once again. Sydney can spring away. Joe Lolly looking to keep going down the wing here. Throw in to go Victory's way. So, Sky Blues coming down to some crucial moments here with 20 minutes to go in the game. As I spill my water. Max Burgess down, potentially with some cramp. Two games tomorrow, Wanderers Wellington, as we just mentioned. And then Perth Glory Newcastle Jets, which I'm specifically very, very excited to watch that game. I think two teams who could surprise this year. Marcus says, for my birthday on the 5th of November, I'm going on a tour of Allianz Stadium. Very nice. Beautiful stadium, Allianz. I've been there a few times since it's been rebuilt. Lovely stadium. Got there for some Women's World Cup games. Saw Sydney FC v Mariners there last season. Was also there for the Sydney FC Melbourne City semi-final first leg. Great ground. Great stadium. So, Here comes Gary down the right. I tell you what, if Victory could sneak in a second goal here, that would be massive. They're in the right area to do it. Throwing in a good position here for Victory. They're taking the time, though. Potentially happy with a 1-goal lead, and why wouldn't you be? Away to the Australia Cup champions. Geria, throw into Fornaroli. Looking to control it. There's Geria, sending it in. Connor Meady's looking to challenge for it. Couldn't really get any meaningful contact. Sydney look like they might survive this one. They do. But the Sky Blues need to start creating some chances here. Victory are doing a really good job of not allowing Sydney to dominate this game. They're pushing them back. I like this Victory lineup, man. They've done well tonight. Zinedine Machash on his A-League debut has looked very good. Ryan Marchand has had a great game. Ryan Teague has slotted in nicely as well in midfield. And that's a heavy challenge between Ryan Marchand and Caceres. So what do you expect from these games, man? These big rivalry games? Who's got? Yes, indeed, Fornaroli. Thanks for that 2-champ. Yorkdes says, I'd take a draw. Sydney haven't been threatening tonight. They've had some chances here and there, but for me, it's Victory who've had the better chances. They've created better quality chances. Melbourne Victory. I think Tony Popovich will be happy with his side's performance up to this point. Whereas Sydney, I feel like they could still go another gear. Burgess. Pass cut off. Credit to Victory's defense, though, once again. I mean, they've looked good tonight, haven't they? Very, very strong. Not allowing Sydney to create those quality chances. Lolly, though, edge of the box. Feeding Kaczarski. Jaden Kaczarski in the box. Great chance. Slips. It's not the first time we've seen some players slip tonight. Obviously, Luke Bratton slipping for the goal. Burgess has to go backwards. Victory getting more numbers behind the ball now that they have the lead. Can they hold on to it? Yes. How did Moussa Touré look yesterday? He was very, very lively off the bench yesterday, wasn't he? Almost scored. So, look, another Touré, brother, coming through the ranks of Adelaide United. Moussa Touré potentially set for a big year. But he looked great. He was very good. Very lively. 15 minutes remaining in regular time. Sydney 0, Melbourne Victory 1. Ben Falami is receiving some instructions here. Both teams have 2 more substitution windows. Burgess looking to feed it through for Wood almost. It's going to be a free kick though. Burgess brought down earlier on. Yellow card has been dished out here to Ryan Marchand, who has been involved in it, in these midfield challenges. And, missed that. Saw it on the replay. Clear yellow card there. Ryan Marchand just ripping down the shirt of Max Burgess. That's a clear foul and yellow card. No relation to Yahya Touré, no, but the 3 Touré brothers, I believe, are Al Hassan, Mohammed, and Moussa Touré. I'm not sure if there's any others. But they've all come through the ranks of Adelaide United. Al Hassan and Mohamed Touré currently play their football over in Europe. Al Hassan in Turkey and Mohamed Touré over at Paris in France. In the second division on loan from... who's this club he's on loan for? I can't remember now. Can't remember, the name escapes me. Moussa Touré, though, coming through the ranks of Adelaide United. Hoping to get some more game time this year for the Reds. Rames, thanks for that. Stade de Reims, yes. John says, I always get the Touré brothers mixed up on Griddle. Yeah, fair enough. As always, they're always Al Hassan's always my go-to when it comes to a player who's played for both Adelaide and Macarthur. Al Hassan Touré's played for both clubs. So here's a chance here. Bratton's free kick, long range, hits it well, parried away and cleared behind. Well, we're talking earlier tonight about these Luke Bratton long-range free kicks. It's a specialty. He wanted another one there. Paul Izzo. I mean, not many goalkeepers would have held on to that one. Corner claimed by Izzo. Well done. Had a decent game tonight, Paul Izzo, hasn't he? He's been solid. And the quick release is good. It's almost worked out. Traore. Oh, challenging from Fornaroli. Lolly's not happy. Oh, and it's a heavy challenge from Ryan Grant. And look at Joe Lolly sprinting over to the referee. He's not happy at all. Now Grant's getting booked. And we touched on this earlier, but the emotions we're seeing from the Sydney players now, they're really frustrated. They're really frazzled. I think they're maybe even just a little bit shocked. But that foul from Ryan Grant sort of sums it up. I mean, the ball's gone. No intention to play the ball, just taking out the man. Frustration. Total Joker, good to see you here, mate. Total Joker says, "G'day, Lockie. Went to the match last night. Not sure what not sure. You would have been too happy. No, yeah. You might have seen I put up a YouTube short of my reactions of the game, and yeah, it was frustrating as a Mariners fan. But a great win for Adelaide. I do watch a bit of EPL, yes, a little bit. I'm a Spurs fan. Double change here for Melbourne Victory. Connor Chapman is coming on to replace Ryan Marchand. Understandable substitution with a Spaniard on a yellow card. Ben Falami is coming on as well. Decent option to bring off the bench. He's replacing Nishan Valupale, who looks like he's gotten the nod ahead of Falami in the starting lineup. Ben Falami hoping for a better season this time around. So, one more window remaining here for Victory with the substitutes. Don't forget, we've got Jake Brimmer, who's still on the bench, as well as young Fabian Monge. Arsenal fan. There you go. So Chris Economides, Falami, Chapman, all these guys on the pitch here for Victory. Some fresh legs. Looking to hold on to the 3 points here. Kaczarski ready to spring forward. Adding some fresh legs. Pass is cut off. That's what Victory have done well tonight. They've been cutting off the passes. Economides. Oh, Economides will get to this ball first. Victory. Can they get numbers forward? Oh, dude, that wasn't far away, and it is going to be a corner. Out of nothing, Victory almost scoring again. Economides fetching the ball. Bruno Fornaroli with a header just going wide. It'll be a corner here. So, Chris Economides to deliver. And, oh goodness, what a second goal it would do here for Melbourne Victory if they could find it with 10 minutes remaining. Economides' delivery is good. Punched away by Redmayne. Traore sends it long for Economides. 1-on-1 with Burgess. Economides beats him. Good delivery. It's going to fall here to Machash, who hits just over the bar. Send it in Machash. Good performance tonight. Just missing a goal. A little bit too much power on that one. York Des, exactly right. Spot on. Every time Sydney go forward, they immediately get swarmed by 3 or 4 Victory players. They've done that really well tonight, haven't they, Victory? There hasn't been a lot of space between midfield and defence for Melbourne Victory. There really hasn't. Big Ange is doing fantastically well, hey, at Spurs, isn't he? So it's great to see. Down the line here, Victory looking to get in behind again. Machash there as well. Fornaroli, great chance. A little bit heavy on the touch. Chapman swings it wide. Economides will hit. A little bit too overeager that maybe with that shot. Another change here for the Sky Blues. It's young striker Mitch Glasson coming on for Burgess. Max Burgess worked really hard, but as I touched on before, I mean, that space, just no space for someone like Max Burgess to work in. He's found some pockets here and there, but hasn't been able to produce anything too anything of note. So Glasson, another young attacking player on the pitch now for Sydney. Featured for the Olyroos, the Joeys actually, at the AFC Under-17 Asian Cup earlier this year, Mitch Glasson. They've got a couple Joey's players on their books. Zach De Jesus, I think, is on the bench tonight for Sydney. Down the left-hand side now, Economides, as Traore around the corner, doesn't use him. Economides inside. Lays it off. Chapman. Guerrier in support. Sydney are running out of time, man. Sydney are seriously running out of time. If they want to get something out of this opening home fixture. Definitely keen to continue our Melbourne Victory career mode. It's been an enjoyable one up to this point, hasn't it? Victory lead 1-0 courtesy of a goal from Bruno Fornaroli, who capitalised on a mistake from Luke Bratton. Sydney playing out from the back. They got caught in it. Crucial moments here. Sydney really need to push forward. Grant looking to feed Lolly. Finds him. Joe Lolly needs to break through this Victory defence. Caceres trying to get forward, and it breaks down again. There's been a lot of effort from Sydney. The effort's been there. The energy's been there. But they're just running into a brick wall every time. It's not really working out. And look, they haven't really created that many clear-cut opportunities this half. You'd think that they'd be having more chances as they try to chase this game, but Victory seem pretty comfortable, even though they're doing most of the defending right now. What can Sydney do this time around? Caceres. Birdwood Reich up for Grant. Even the defenders trying to get forward to help out for the Sky Blues here. Trying to find a way through. Long ball. Headed away. Economides picks up the scraps and Victory can counterattack. Economides has looked good since coming off the bench. He's going to feed Falami on that right flank. Plays tone for. Falami cuts in. Shoots. Good chance. Economides. And somehow it's missed. What a chance. Well, Melbourne Victory had to score a second there. Incredible. Oh my gosh. What an opportunity. Falami. Great save, Redmayne. He got down to his left. Economides on the follow-up, and then Falami. It's Fornaroli, actually, who couldn't put it in the end. Oh, my gosh. What an opportunity. I'll tell you what, Victory for sure have had the better chances in this game. They could be up by a couple, really. Machash, strong running again. Wow, what a run by Machash. He's bowled over Birdwood Reich. Still Machash. Oh, what a goal! Zinedine Machash has announced himself to the A-League. That's an incredible goal. And it's 2-0 Melbourne Victory. What a scoreline and what a goal. Johnny Warren medal, Joe Lolly, Daniel Pena, Zinedine Machash. That's an incredible goal. He's shown incredible strength tonight, incredible dribbling ability. And look at the way he just brushes off the challenges. He bowls past Birdwood Reich. No foul at all in that one for me. He easily glides past. It's Caceres trying to defend there. And it's an easy finish past Redmayne. That's an incredible goal. He's got the socks riding down low. Is he wearing shin pads? It doesn't even look like it. Zinedine Machash. What a goal. Victory lead the Australia Cup champions 2-0 in the opening round. And my goodness, Zinedine Machash, what a goal. That is incredible. We've seen some really good goals already in this opening round. The French-Moroccan midfielder might be keeping Jake Broomer on the bench for a little bit longer. Joshy loves it. We're so lucky, says York Des. Sydney in the mud, says Slytherin. Redmayne's so overrated, says 2 times champion. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is a result that no one saw coming. 2 second half goals for Melbourne Victory. Lolly fouled. And Sydney, well, they have to throw everything forward now. There are minutes remaining in this game. Who knows how much injury time we have. It shouldn't be much, to be fair. There hasn't been too many stoppages. Kacharski, left wing for Sydney. Has to go backwards. Machash is there. Sky Blues still coming forward. They just need to score now, really. It's going to take a miracle here from Sydney. Victory defended so well. They haven't given Sydney anything. And Victory have taken their chances. This has been an incredible match. Wide play here. Joe Lolly centering. It's a good delivery too. And Jaden Kacharski has slipped at the worst possible time. That could have been a certain goal. He was arriving unmarked to that far post. And the Sydney... What's wrong with the Sky Blues players' boots tonight? Incredible. They keep slipping. Luke Bratton for the first goal. Jaden Kacharski here. Incredible. Well, Melbourne Victory. Going to bring on 2 more players here. Stefan Negro and Jake Brimmer coming on. What a moment this is for Jake Brimmer. Returning after a long-term injury. Great to see him back. Jason Gary is coming from the pitch. Zinedine Machach as well coming off to be replaced by Brimmer. What a performance tonight from Zinedine Machach. I've been really impressed with him. And I said it moments before. Hey, I was like, he's just missing the goal. And he got it. He got it in the end. And not a bad play to bring on. Hey, a Johnny Warren medal winner and Jake Brimmer returning from injury. Wonderful stuff. Great to see. Whether you're a Victory fan or a neutral. Updated lineup graphics on the screen now. Fresh legs are on the park, and it's that experience off the bench that's really helped Victory. They've had the much stronger bench this game. Lolly from range, straight at Izzo. A lot of Sydney shots have felt like they've gone straight at the goalkeeper. Hey, Josh is happy. The Victory fans are happy. Marcus, worth making the point, yeah. Says, remember last year Victory won this fixture and had a horrible season. Well, I'll tell you what, this squad looks very, very strong for Melbourne Victory. I'd be surprised if they were to be as poor as last season. There's some shots of the Victory travelling fans. They're loving it. 6 minutes of injury time. Seems like a lot for me. I don't think there's been that many stoppages. Machach, great solo run for a goal, says John. Absolutely. Remarkable run. We saw Tolga Arslan scored a great goal for City today. I mean, Machach, that was brilliant. That probably is goal of the round for me. So, 5 minutes to go. 6 minutes of injury time total. Sydney need to score immediately. It's a good delivery from Lolly. Bratton. His shot will go over the bar. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Where has it gone wrong for Sydney tonight? They haven't been that bad, to be fair. In my assessment, Sydney haven't been that bad. But they've come up against a side who have been at the top of their game in defence and in attack in Melbourne Victory. Referee asking Paul Izzo to hurry up with the goal kick. Izzo will send his team long here. Izzo really taking his time with this goal kick here. Now sends it long. Sky Blues need to commit numbers forward now. Mitch Glasson looking to chase this one down. Glasson goes back. Caceres. Is there one more goal in this? Or does Sydney go home empty-handed? They won the Australia Cup at the stadium just a fortnight ago. Callum's here. Callum's happy with the Melbourne win. Pretty clear foul there from Economides. Not sure why the referee didn't play advantage there. It's a yellow card. We play on quickly. Lolly has struggled tonight. He's been a bit off with his deliveries, isn't he? Luke Bratton sends it long. Looking for Glasson. Heads away. Sydney just need to score now, really. Victory, you can see you got pretty much their entire team behind the ball. And Skyblers just simply cannot find a way through. They can't create the chances here at all. Left-hand side, looking to poke it through here. Kaczarski, no, can't get through. Damien De Silva. Well, there's two Melbourne Victory centre-backs that have been superb tonight. De Silva, Miranda, incredible. Just incredible. Wonderful performance at the back, man. Marcus says it's been an even game full of missed and taken chances. Absolutely. Lolly. Well, that sums up the game for Sydney. Joe Lolly's just had a shot from 30 metres out. It was just on target, but Paul Luzo's going to save that kind of shot. And you can even see someone like Joe Lolly. He's looking very frustrated, man. And Sydney will be really, really disappointed with this result. At home, after winning the Australia Cup, probably hoping to win this one, but Victory. They've shown up, and it's a massive win to start the season. And Victory go home now next week, round 2. They take on Newcastle Jets, which they would expect to win. Sydney FC, well, they've got a tricky away fixture to Brisbane Roar. It's a replay of the Australia Cup final. Brisbane will be looking for revenge. Sydney could start the opening 2 rounds without a point. Potentially. Frenzy Rabbit says, I suddenly feel a lot better about taking on Sydney next week. Victory coming forward one last time. Cleared away by Lacerda. And Victory will take their time here as they go backwards. Sydney FC have run out of time. Melbourne Victory are going to take 3 points back to Victoria. An incredible result. An incredible performance. Zinedine Machash, I mean, there's a bunch of players you could suggest for player of the match. I mean, Zinedine Machash has really impressed me tonight, man. He's been very, very good. But I like what Roderick Miranda's done tonight. Ramashan was fantastic in midfield. Arzani's performance in the first half was promising. Fornaroli chipped in with a goal. It's been a pretty complete performance as Kaczarski, his shot will go wide. And that will just about bring us to the full-time whistle. How do we feel? JNS is pretty happy about Zinedine Machash at the moment. I'm sure Victory fans are... Look, a great way to introduce yourself to Victory fans, man. I mean, to show up like this and play the way he has done and score a goal like that. Fantastic. A valuable 3 points on the road here. What a performance by Melbourne Victory. 2-0 in the Big Blue. Sydney FC, the Australia Cup winners, lose in the opening round of the A-League men's season. What a result. What a dramatic result. We were here before kickoff talking about our predictions, and pretty much everyone was calling for a Sydney FC win or maybe a draw. But no one was expecting a win for Melbourne Victory here. A team with new players. We had the likes of Ryan Teague. Zinedine Machash, of course. Daniel Arzani starting tonight for Melbourne Victory. Some new faces in the lineup. Well, they're gelling together really, really quickly. And for a team who's barely played any competitive football this pre-season compared to their opponents, it's quite remarkable. It really, really is. Goals in the 63rd minute for Bruno Fornaroli. 86th minute for Zinedine Machash. Sealed it in the end. 2-0. Incredible. Alex says a massive win for Victory. It absolutely is. Newey Jet says I only got one tip right so far. I think I might be with you there. My only tip right that I got... Yeah, I think everyone's probably the same too. Has anyone got like all the tips right so far in the A-League so far? Let me know. The only tip I got right was the Macarthur-Brisbane game for 1-1. I called a draw for last night's game between Adelaide Mariners. Adelaide won that one. I was expecting City to beat Western. Western got the 2-1 win against City in that one. And it's Melbourne Victory who have shown up here tonight and won the game 2-0 away to their bitter rivals, Sydney FC. Wow. Yorkdale says they can beat Sydney at home. But can they do it on a hot summer night in Perth? That's true. Perth could be a tricky place to go to today. This season. Callum, you got all your tips correct? That's massive. Wow. Lost everything so fast, says Marcus. Look, that's why we love the A-League. It's so tricky to predict. It's anyone can win. But especially in these opening rounds, dude, it's so hard to predict. So hard to predict. Xander's here. Xander, a Sydney FC fan, says pain. Look, tricky one for Sydney FC, especially coming off that Australia Cup win, though. Coming off the Australia Cup, winning the Australia Cup literally a fortnight ago at the same stadium. They're probably heading into this game with a bit of confidence, but wow, it's back to the drawing board for Sydney FC because Melbourne Victory were just far too good. Currently interviewing on the broadcast, Roderick Miranda, new Victory captain for this season. What a performance by him, man. What a performance. I've got a good feeling about this Victory side, man. I in my ladder prediction, I predicted them to finish top 6. They could really challenge the top if these new players really get gelling in these early rounds, as they appear to be doing already. They could really challenge towards the top of the ladder. Ryan Teague was good tonight as well. Very solid in midfield, the Olyru midfielder. Boston got the Adelaide correct. Very nice. Xander, I agree with you. Xander says we didn't even play that bad. Just got outplayed when it mattered, unfortunately. I agree with you. Like, they weren't that bad. Sydney were creating chances. And let's have a look at the stats, actually. I'm sure they'll show the stats in the broadcast in a sec. But the stats are going to be really interesting to look at because Sydney had chances, man. But a lot of them were from outside the box. Having a look at the shot stats now. 21 shots for Sydney. Only 7 of those are on target, though. 19 shots in Melbourne Victory, 7 of those on target. Sydney having just a little bit more possession, and that was probably because of the, Victory were happy just to sit back and defend the lead in the end. But they didn't allow Sydney opportunities to break into the opposition penalty area. And it was the clearance stats, right? They'll show it on the broadcast soon, but they showed it at half time. Like, Victory were dominating the clearance stats. It was just clearance after clearance from Melbourne Victory. That defense they were just not getting through at all, Sydney FC. Thanks, 2 champs. 2 times champ, 2 times champ says, thanks for the stream. We'll be following along this season. Great content. Cheers, mate. Greatly appreciate it. Exactly right. Xander, once again, says we were just whacking from the outside the box for the sake of it. Yeah, and that's what it came down to. And, we saw what we saw from the Sydney players towards the end of that second half was a lot of frustration. So that yellow card for Ryan Grant, Luke Brack was getting frustrated. Joe Lolly as well. I mean, yeah, like towards the end there, he was just having goes from just anywhere. From like 40, 30 meters out, he was just having pops. Massive performance tonight from Melbourne Victory. I mean, what a result as well, 2-0. Not just the result, the performance. It wasn't, for Melbourne Victory, it wasn't one of those games where they were sort of just like completely on the counter-attack and Sydney FC were dominating and they just snatched the goals. They played really well. And they had some really good passages of play. Xander says, what's happening to Fornaroli's hair? Swear bro is balding. Is he? I don't know. I didn't notice anything. We've seen some interesting hairstyles already in the A-League this opening round. Jamie McLaren with the new blonde hair. Marcus says, Jets to play finals. Big take. We'll see. Newcastle Jets kick off their campaign tomorrow night against Perth Glory. We've got some big games coming up this week. Some huge games. Have I got my... let's see if I can pull up my score prediction. Can we pull that up? Oh, we can. There we go. Here's my score predictions for this week. Just want to clarify, these are not the actual scores from the games that have taken place. These are my predictions that we're seeing right now. So I predicted Adelaide 2, Mariners 2. Ended up an Adelaide 3-0 win. I predicted... Hey, got the MacArthur-Brisbane score correct. We got that one. That's the only one I've gotten so far. We backed City to win, as I think probably a lot of people did do, but Western got the win against City earlier today. And look, I was expecting another high-scoring, entertaining affair between Sydney and Victory, but Victory once again winning away to Sydney FC, just a 2-0 win. You can see my predictions there for tomorrow's games, Sunday games. I've got Wanderers 2-0 over Phoenix, and then Glory 1-0 over Jets. That's my predictions. That's my predictions for this round. So we've only got one prediction right so far. Oh, boy. No worries, Boston. Have a good one, man. Top 6 prediction from Xander. This is Adelaide 1, Sydney 2. 3rd, Brisbane. 4th, Melbourne Victory. 5th, Mariners. 6th, Jets. Wow, that's a fascinating top 6 there. So Xander's got... So City won't make the top 6. Interesting. What about Wanderers? No Wanderers there as well? Marcus has dropped his top 6 predictions. Says City, Sydney, Wanderers, Western, Brisbane, Melbourne Victory. Says 6 Newcastle Jets. Interesting. So a couple of people suggesting Jets will do all right. Fair enough, Xander. I think Wanderers will still do all right this season, man. They've got a really strong squad. Great squad depth this season as well, Wanderers. There's a few teams this season, like Victory, actually. Victory, Wanderers. Who else has great squad depth this season, man? I mean, Adelaide have got so many good youngsters coming through. I guess they've got great experience, great depth as well. Newey Jets, you're correct in saying that. Newey Jets says, we don't have an experienced team. We have heaps of young players. Yeah, Newcastle Jets going for the youthful approach. And I don't mind it, trying something different. Robbie Stanton, bringing in the likes of Lockie Bayless from Mariners, Clayton Taylor from Sydney FC. This could be a big season for young Archie Goodwin as well. So, yeah, I think for Newcastle, and I said this in my ladder prediction, this could be a season for Newcastle and in my season preview video for them, where I don't think Newcastle will make finals this year. I don't think they will. But they're a team who I think will really, really have a decent season in terms of just giving experience to the young players and potentially building for seasons to come. They're a team who could be setting up sort of like a dynasty moving forward. I don't mean dynasty isn't like they're going to be winning championships, but I think for Newcastle Jets, just because they've been so starved of finals football over the last decade, they need to change it up there. They need to just set up some sort of system where they can really sustain themselves to at least be challenging for the top 6. And they keep finishing, too far out of that top 6 Jets. So, yeah, we'll see. Alex Shorts FC says, come on, Melbourne. Machash owns that centre-back. Machash bowled over Girdwood Ruck, didn't he? And Girdwood Ruck is a young, strong player. Alizel says, what a performance from Zinedine Machash. He scored 13 points for me in fantasy. Well done, Alizel, for picking Machash in your fantasy team. I considered it, but because he was new to the league, I was like, I don't know. I don't want to risk it just yet. But fantastic performance tonight from Zinedine Machash. Jacob says, good Ruck deserved to be bodied there. Absolute grub. I'm assuming you're referring to the Australia Cup incident with, who was it? Did he... Was it an elbow? No, the shoulder. That's right, the shoulder, wasn't it? Solid game by both Alex Shorts. It was, yeah. And look, despite the scoreline reading 2-0 to Melbourne Victory, Sydney were in the game. And you look at the stats, and they had possession, they had shots, they had chances. But as Xander mentioned before, Sydney FC fan Xander, they were just relegated to having long range shots, and that's where it was coming for Sydney FC. They were just having to, take shots from long range, and it's not going to work out, especially when you've got a decent keeper like Paul Izzo. Yeah, dude, Ryan Teague, and yeah, I totally didn't mention that tonight, but of course Ryan Teague, formerly of Sydney FC, playing for Melbourne Victory, and he was great tonight, wasn't he? In midfield, I mean, he marshaled that midfield really well alongside Ryan Marchand. And I said it earlier during the game, what Victory did really well tonight, and you can see here in the formations here, that back four of it was Gary that started, Gary, De Silva, Miranda, Traore. the space between them and the defensive midfielders, there was no pockets of space for the likes of Mac, Burgess, Caceres, Lolly to work into because they filled that space so well. And, Victory probably looked at players that Sydney had like Max Burgess, like Anthony Caceres, who were very good technical players who love to get on the ball, love to get in those tight spaces. But they really, suffocated those players and didn't give them any time on the ball. Yeah. Jacob Oscar, thoughts on Raw v MacArthur? Well, Jacob, I know you're a Raw fan. Brisbane Raw were good in that game. I thought they controlled possession really well and probably should have won the game. They, for me, were probably the better side. Not by much, though. MacArthur did look dangerous on the counter-attack. A draw was probably a fair result in the end, 1-1 draw. I thought it was an entertaining game, though, from like a neutral point of view. Yeah. We need to be better at creating chances inside the penalty area. Other than that, was good, says Jacob. Yeah, they continued their decent, the football that they played, the passing, the movement was good from Brisbane. But maybe they missed Thomas Waddingham today, Brisbane Raw. We are, of course, going to be talking about these games at length, live with you guys this Monday evening. Every single Monday, we're launching a new live show. We'd love for you guys to be part of it. Every single Monday here on the channel, we're going to be doing a weekly wrap-up show of the A-League men's action. So join us here Monday evening for that one. That is the next live stream. We've had some massive games this week already. I mean, Adelaide 3 over Mariners. I mean, what a win for Adelaide against the reigning champions. MacArthur won, Brisbane won, as we just mentioned. I mean, another big upset win as well. Western United defeating reigning premiers, Melbourne City 2-1. And then tonight here, Melbourne Victory 2, Sydney FC 0. Massive away win for Victory. Xander's asked a great question here. What's your favourite away trip you've been to, Lockie? Mine's Central Coast. I always hear that away fans love coming to Central Coast. Favorite away trip you've been to? I mean, favorite away trip I've been to? Oh, it was probably last season, or was it the season before? No, last season was good. We've had we've enjoyed some great F3 Derby away games in Newcastle. Yeah, last couple of seasons. None of them's really standing out to me, but we had some great ones there. Does the 2013 grand final count? We were technically the away team that day. Jacob says, need Armiento back as well. He is so important to us. Yeah, missing Armiento, Waddingham. I do like Carlo Armiento. He's a great player. They hopefully he is back soon enough. Alizel says, as a Wanderers fan, I hope we make a statement against the Knicks tomorrow. Yeah, and I think they will. Again, I'll just pull up my predictions here. I've got Wanderers 2-0 against Phoenix. I was tempted to go 3-0, but I was like, opening round. I don't want to go too bold. I got 2-0. I think Wanderers, on paper, they just have a far stronger side. By the way, these are my predictions. These are my round predictions. I've got Wanderers 2-0 over Phoenix for tomorrow. That's, I'd be surprised if Wellington were to win tomorrow. A draw for Wellington, a draw in that game between Wanderers and Wellington would be a huge result for Phoenix. That'd be a huge result for them. Sanders says, I'll definitely be here Monday. I need to yap about how good I think Brisbane will do. Sanders says, I've never been to Newcastle away, but hopefully this season. Moving to Brisbane in a few months. So I'm going to be going to all games as a neutral. Love it. Nice. I know a few other people, I'm sure a bunch of you guys know Dom's Ball Chat. Dom's Ball Chat. Check out Dom's Ball Chat on YouTube and the socials. He's making some great content. He's up in Brisbane and he's a Wanderers fan. So yeah, I've heard about that. Fans living in different cities they support clubs from other cities. Jordan says Jan 27 Mariners v Raw. I was the only Raw fan in the Mariners member section when we won 2-1 at Central Coast Stadium. Hey, there we go. Wow, that's hilarious. Dom's here. Literally, as soon as that's hilarious. I summoned Dom into existence here. Dom, I hope you're going well, man. Hope you've been enjoying the A-League action so far. I saw on Dom's story, he was at the Brisbane-Sydney FC A-League women's game. Brisbane winning that game in the A-League women's. But there you go. Yeah, we were just talking about Dom's channel as well. We gave a shout out to Dom. Everyone check out Dom's Ball Chat. He's making content here on YouTube and across the socials. And we're just talking about how I know Dom is in Brisbane as well, in Queensland, and is a Wanderers fan. There you go. Jacob says, hopefully we can roll City next Friday. Home crowd and Waddingham back should be good, says Jacob. Yeah, absolutely. Look, if they can get Waddingham back, you'd imagine he would be back. He missed today's game due to being, arriving late on from young Socceroos duty. Let's read out some of the fixtures from next week, though, because we've got some exciting matches coming up next week. Kicking us off on Friday, as you mentioned there, Jacob, it's a rematch of the Australia Cup final. It's Brisbane Roar hosting Sydney FC at Suncorp Stadium. That should be a cracker. That should be a fantastic game. And especially following tonight's results, it should be a really interesting game to watch because Sydney FC, look, it'll be tough to get a result. I think Brisbane will be really good at home this year, especially back at Suncorp. Sydney could start the campaign with 0 points potentially. I could see Brisbane winning, getting revenge next week. The other games we've got next week as well. We've got some exciting games on the Saturday. Just 2 Saturday games next week. Wellington Phoenix host Perth Glory for the distance derby. And then we're going to be live next Saturday for the live watch-along for Wanderers v West United. That is next week's Saturday night live prime time kickoff. And that's what we're doing here. We're doing live watch-alongs for all the prime time Saturday night kickoff. So make sure you join us for those. 3 Sunday fixtures next week as well. We've got some big ones also. We've got Mariners hosting Macarthur, Victory v Jets, Adelaide v City. Some huge games there as well. Joshy says, just sub to Dom. Good to connect with the community. I don't think I'll go back to making videos this year because year 12. I know that can be a busy time, of course. Xander says, Sydney will turn up, I think. Actually not sure how long King and Rodwell are out. JCP hasn't settled yet. It doesn't seem. Maybe not the right headspace. It seems he seems out of it. Yeah, look, maybe Keely Adamson. I'm not sure where Keely Adamson is at the moment, but he wasn't involved in the matchday squad today. He could probably throw him at left back if he's available. Yeah. Great games today. Every game was good to watch, says Dom. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I really enjoyed today's matches. 3 fantastic games. Macarthur won, Brisbane won. The big upset win from Western. Western were very good today against City. It was a really competitive game, but I was really impressed with Western United, who are set for a really, really big season. All right, guys, we're going to tune off in just a couple minutes here as we wrap up at 10 p.m. here, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Don't forget, join us on Monday evening. We are doing our new weekly wrap-up show. It's the weekly review. We're going to be live for about an hour or so discussing the weekend's games. We've already had 4 massive games, 2 games tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be a lot to discuss. There already is. So make sure to join us on Monday evening for that. And we're going to be live pretty much every single Saturday for the 7:45 kickoff. That's Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Dom says, Adamson doesn't have a contract, I believe. That's what I've seen on X at least. Yeah, there's a lot of talk around that. Sydney FC fans want him to be signed up to a contract. Marcus makes that point as well. Glad I found this community, says Joshy. Yeah, man. And look, that's what we're trying to do here with like the live streams, the watch-alongs, and with the Monday review show that we're going to be doing now as well, is to create a bit of a community, create a bit more conversation with the fans around it. And look, it's great. It's great seeing so many fans from so many different clubs here. We get fans supporting from all different clubs here. We often have a lot of Brisbane fans and a lot of Sydney fans. They seem to be the 2 most popular supported teams. So, a massive weekend of football, which isn't over yet. 2 more games tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in. Once again, join us on Monday evening for the weekly recap show. We'd love to get your thoughts on the round on Monday evening. Guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, and I'll see you on Monday. Cheers.